What's up, bro?
What, bro?
What's up, bro?
Take a swing, bro.
Right here, bro.
Bro, why you gotta disrespect, bro?
I do respect you, bro.
Show some respect, bro.
I do respect you, bro.
Stop disrespecting, bro.
I respect you, bro.
Okay, I respect you too.
Okay.
What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to the show, guys. This is David Minnie, the Samoan Watchman. And greetings and blessings to you this Friday evening or Saturday morning. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'll try to record a video and then we're live. So it's just whatever. Hope you guys are doing great, man. Just a crazy time over here in Southern California. Weather is ridiculous. You know, it was 91 for a couple of days and 92, and then thunderstorms and rain. And it was humid. Oh my gosh, we're not used to that. We like that dry heat out here in Southern California. But yeah, I know I'm over here whining. Anyways, I hope everything is well with you. Hope that you are very satisfied with your lifestyle. Hope all your needs are met. Hope you're feeling well. Hope you are, whatever it is that you was worried about, that's all at ease. And you can just, I don't know. I'm feeling good today. I was tired, but as soon as I start getting my notes together, when I feel like putting together a show, I just get this energy, man. I don't know. I'm a night owl. But grateful to be here. Thank the Lord God Almighty for His blessings upon me and my family. Just truly a blessed man. I can't complain. And I wanted to share some things with you. And as I'm getting bit up over here, man, I got ants under my hat, crawling up my leg. The ants are just eating us alive. Anyways, still good. Everything's still good. Let's see. All right, we got Steve. I'm sorry, my screen is so far away. Aloha, I'm getting older. I'm gonna need some glasses. What's up, brother? Oh, you're the one that does the sunsets in Hawaii. Right on, brother. Glad to have you here. Just want to share a couple things. Per the normal, my channel, man. I don't know. Since I decided to start a channel, weird stuff's been going on. The internet's been reading my mind, and it likes to show me internet commercials by things that I'm thinking about. Now we all know that they follow us by our search history, our shopping history. They know what we're doing when what we're browsing. What's up, Nina? Aloha, welcome. Thanks for being here. And you know, we know that they track us by our search history. They listen in on us, our conversations. They watch us. And I didn't even do my sound check. I guess I'm doing all right. You guys didn't say nothing. Let's see. Okay, we good. We good. But yeah, man, just truly blessed to have another awesome day. Got to have some fun with my kids and enjoy this heat. But yeah, what a crazy day, man. It's I know there's stuff going on with the in the in the political spectrum, and I try to stay away from it because well, I've gotten into a lot of trouble and got into too many brawls, I guess, in the past talking about it. I just kind of leave it alone and just like, all right, well, people are just gonna have to learn, and it is what it is. I just kind of step away from that fight, but it keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. So today, there is the whole lifting of Roe versus Wade, and I won't dive into what should happen, what shouldn't happen. All I want to say about that is that you need to know that politics is kayfabe, kayfabe, like a mug, like you, Steve. Politics is kayfabe. If you don't know what kayfabe is, I grew up watching WWF. Huge fan of what's now called WWE, and it's a little different. Well, it's a lot different today. Wrestling's a lot different. Everybody knows each other's business. Everybody's on social media. You see them on TV, then you see them on their profile on social media, Twitter or whatever, and things are just different. But back in the day, there's some funny stories with like the Wild Samoans who were TV, didn't speak English. They only spoke Samoan. They're crazy, but in real life, of course, they spoke English. They're not supposed to let anybody know they speak English. My brother was telling me a crazy story about them that because they have to hold up this image, right? Their TV persona, they got to hold it up wherever they're at, and even when they got arrested, and the police are trying to communicate with these two guys, and they're not allowed to speak because they can't let anybody know that they really speak English. They have to stick with that television persona that they are these wild Samoans who don't speak English and they just kick ass wherever they go. So they had to hold on to that. And if you haven't figured it out yet, politics is kayfabe. They got to play a role on TV, and people fall for this stuff and they think it's real and they're like, oh, these guys really don't speak English. Like, no, come on, man, it's a show. These are actors. And so everything they do is just to tug on the emotional strings. You know what I'm saying? It's just to get you to argue with that person, get you fighting with your brother, and get you irritated with these people and them irritated with you. Exactly, Steve. Less government, more freedom. People don't understand. Like, they want big government until big government tells them what to do. And then they're like, well, you can't do that. Well, that's what you asked for. We gotta figure that part out. So kayfabe is what it is. Am I happy about the decision? A part of me is, but I can't react. I can't respond to it. I gotta just sit there and chill and just let people know. You know, my brother here knows, and all right, Steve knows what's up. Less government, more freedom. Exactly what it is. Exactly what it should be. So that's that. Um, we got fish dying out here in California, and a couple of days ago, an article popped up on my computer about queenfish. Now, I'm out here in California, and I'm a fisherman, and there's not too much selection here. There's not a lot of fish that you can catch out here in Southern California. You'd be surprised. You think we're by the Pacific Ocean. There's not a lot of game fish, so you're like better off in Florida to do that kind of fishing. But out here, it's a small selection. But there was when I was fishing out here, and I only fish the piers and rocks. I don't get to go out in the ocean. Never have been, but we fish, for mainly mackerel, but there's other things, just rockfish, there's bass, there's halibut, a lot of halibut out here, and out of everything, I remember there's the signs that were all over the piers saying stay away from the kingfish. Kingfish is the ones you don't want to catch because they are um, contaminated from an oil spill from back in the 80s or 90s or something like that. Some big oil spill that happened right off of our coast, and for some reason the kingfish got contaminated. And so there were signs everywhere that says if you can't, if you catch one of these fish, you gotta let it go. It's not good for eating. You know, Latino Patriot Constitution, what's up? Hello, welcome, welcome. So yeah, the kingfish were the main ones for years. I remember every time we go fishing out by the Queen Mary in Long Beach, there was always those signs. Put the kingfish back. You got to release it. And so we followed the rules, follow the guidelines anyway. So now the queenfish are the ones that are contaminated for something. I don't know what they got, but apparently a family brought the fish home, and the entire family perished. So according to this article. So what I hear this morning from a call for an uprising, or was it yesterday morning, is that California is set to get rid of this fish. Hundreds of thousands of them. They're gonna catch all these ones by droves and get rid of it. And I was like, man, we got chickens dying, ducks, we got food shortages, we got the bulls, and somebody made a good point too the other day. They say, how come they were all bulls? And they weren't just the regular cows like the ones we eat. And I said, that's actually a good point. I don't know why. I don't know much about farming. I don't know why it was the bulls. And the only thing I could think of is that bulls are necessary to breed. And I don't know. I'm a city boy, so I have no idea about that. But I know that they're dead, and I know it's strange that they're all kind of arranged a certain way and all killed off. Why is that happening? I have no idea. As good as it is a DW. Somebody said today it was UFO. Somebody said, of course it's them trying to mess with the food shortages. But I don't think we eat those, so I don't know. All I know is that there's a gang of them that are gone. But we got chickens, ducks, uh, gas prices that are high, even though we're not really short on the oil. I don't know. Diesel short. We can't plant food. They're getting rid of our seeds here. You can't buy seeds in certain places. That's pretty crazy. And now we got fish. So last time I seen, when I went fishing, there were they have the signs on the piers with all the different kinds of fish you can catch, and they had every one of them. Every one of them was listed as contaminated, and you're not able to eat anything except for mackerel. You know, all the fish that you can catch out here. They named them, the main ones that you catch off of these piers and rocks, and they said all of them you can't eat. Don't take them home. You gotta catch and release, or I don't know what else you're supposed to do with it, but apparently you can't eat all of them except for mackerel. That's pretty crazy. Is it cool if I plug your channel in my live tomorrow? Yeah, absolutely, brother. Right on, man. Appreciate that. I'll put your channel in the description and mention you during the live. I always appreciate it. Hey, right on, brother. Man, appreciate that. Mahalo. You're awesome too, Steve. Man, the few times I catch you and your wife, man, you guys are awesome people. And even your following, man, they're all cool people. So right on. That's awesome. Let's see. Awesome, Alex. Hey, how you doing? It has to do with the feed and the heat. I got you. Certain types of expands causes the bowl to overheat. Let's see. Again, I'm a city boy, just asking questions. Just seeing what I can see. But that's good. Thank you, awesome Alex. Appreciate your input, Steve. The team. Oh, she's saying hi. Right on. He's an awesome dude. So is awesome Alex, man. I love you. I love your videos. Great stuff. So yeah, the fish out here in California, all of a sudden, everything on those signs are all crossed off as banned, as being banned, that you can't take them home to eat. Also, there's certain lakes around here where you're not allowed to take home the largemouth bass or the carp. There's a couple lakes I can think of right now in the area. There's not too many, but there are some city lakes and man-made lakes out here in LA, and most people go and they catch their bass and release. There are a few that eat them, but yeah, they're starting to ban those too. I don't know why. I'm just letting you know what I see, but it's just crazy, right? So, anyways, they're planning on taking hundreds of thousands of these fish, and they're gonna get rid of them. So it's not uncommon either for California to have all these thousands of fish washed up. Seems like every year in Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, there's thousands of fishes washing up, and people can't explain why it is. It's just the people that got their boats parked there out there are complaining about the smells because everything's just coming up. And even sharks, we're getting big thresher sharks just washing up for no apparent reason. I don't know. There's been speculation. There's been people saying, "Yeah, I'm online right now." my kids went to their cousin's house for a little hangout. But yeah, somebody was saying USOs, unidentified, was it shipping or sailing objects? And I seen videos and stuff like that. That stuff always gets tied into this. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I'm in California, and oh man, I'm putting out a little video about how crazy or how stupid Californians are. My neighbors just, I don't know how if you guys ever experienced when let's see, y'all have that red reef stuff, red reefs, like coral reefs. I know Japan does or China's known for having them. I believe we do. It's just a little different than the expensive coral, the valuable coral that's in China. Uh, oh, right on, Tina, another California. Nice. Oh, red algae. That's funny. No, I'm not sure. However, I don't know if you heard of the blue algae. Yeah, that's blues in the background. I'm the only one I can think of that listens to this. Well, in my area at least. But yeah, I love the blues. Um, there's a blue. Was it last year? There was this algae. I think a call for uprising made a video on it too. There was something strange going on our shores where there was this blue. What's the word? Luminescent, bioluminescent algae. That well, this is what the claim was. It was a bioluminescent algae that was lighting up our waters. It was like a glow stick. You know what I'm saying? Like the water was lighting up a light blue. Like a really bright blue to where you could stand there at night, and everybody ran to the beaches at night when that was going on. Everybody went out there to get their feet wet. Everybody was swimming in it. You could walk along walk in the water, and as you kick and splash in the water, it was glowing blue, like blue neon water. It was crazy, and they were claiming it was an algae. I was, I don't know what happened to it. That was just the one time that we've ever seen it here, and that was the official explanation. But again, weird stuff going on around here. But no, the red algae, I'm not so sure. Yeah, that's the best music there is. I don't care what anybody else says. Reggae's good too, but blues is where it's at. Exactly. I don't know who you call for this. They don't even know. They're just coming up with some fake stories about it. But yeah, weird stuff going on out here. So now we're down to only eating mackerel. That's all we can get out of these waters today. In Southern California, apparently, is mackerel, which it's not too bad, but it's an acquired taste. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna share a couple of slides here. I'm not sure who's playing. That might be Muddy Waters. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, this was our weather out of nowhere. I don't know. Maybe it's normal for you guys in the other states, but here in California, we don't get this where it's just in the 80s and 90s, and then scattered thunderstorms, and they were the craziest thunderstorms. I got some footage of it. I set up my camcorder real quick at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I heard the first Rolling Thunders come in because there's a thing that's going on here, and I thought it was these explosions. So, um, in my area, there's fireworks every damn day. I don't know who is popping fireworks every day, but there's loud fireworks, and then there's these loud booms. I made a video about these booms and talked about these booms a few times, but these things are not. I was gonna say natural, but they're not fireworks. Whatever it is that's blowing up around here, and I have a feeling that they are digging under us. I think there's some underground tunneling going on down here. I live on a hill in LA County, uh, in the area where it's all hills. There's a lot of weird stuff around here, and I'm fairly new to the area, but there's I don't know if you guys have known any neighborhood where there's fireworks like this every night. And tonight, I don't know, I think I heard about 20 or 30 just tonight. Um, and it seems like they're covering it up by using fireworks. Might be Antifa, it could be. And I jumped straight onto the Facebook community page and I'm like, hey, what is that? And there's like 3 other people that are asking too. And there's always someone there to say, oh, that's my neighbor, he's popping fireworks. It's like, who the hell does that every damn day? Like, they gotta, cops must have shut them down or something by now. It's been years already. And these things are, you can tell it's much bigger than fireworks. These things are massive. So I don't know what it is that's leaving that kind of sound, but yeah, tonight's just been weird. There's been a whole lot more of it. So anyways, the internet does something weird with me. I can't explain it. I think it's 5G. Or I don't know how you're supposed to code that. But there's weird stuff that happens that when I think about something, for some reason I get a commercial on it. And it's not something that I searched. It's not something that I purchased. It's not something that I said, because, our phones are always listening. It's just random thoughts that I might have in my head. Things that I might think to myself, okay, I got to do this today. I got to go do this. I'm going to get up and whatever. And I just got out the shower and I was thinking, all right, where's the Q-tips? I've got to clean my ear. I don't want to be talking about this kind of stuff, but this is what happened. And then here comes this. Clever ways to extract earwax pops up on my screen. Weird, I know. Let's see. Nah, this is not really anything. This is just them saying that you're still going to have no symptoms and the numbers are still climbing somehow, some way. Just continuing. I'm just telling you, they're loading up the guns. They're getting ready for another wave. So supposedly, what I'm saying? It's just an imaginary wave. So just be ready, yo. I'm getting ready to go to a funeral up in Washington next week. So I'm getting my camera ready, and I have a nice little premium. Spent some money on this camera, and probably one of the most expensive things I ever spent money on. Not the one I'm using here, but I have a camera for events and church and whatever. But we have a funeral coming up, and I was just thinking in my head, I need to go and get me some more memory. Right, I need a bigger memory card for this camera if I'm going to go record this funeral service, because Samoans, they have big services. Let's see, could be tunnels, absolutely. Could be Antifa, maybe. They are always watching and listening. Yep. We've been having earthquakes in the middle of Georgia. Have you looked into the seismic level? I have not. And the reason why is because it was just every day. Like, there's not one day that goes by where we don't get these large booms. I saw lightning in the sky here and said, okay, yeah, I got some good footage. Well, I can't say good. I got footage. I set up my camcorder, just left it outside for a little bit. But I definitely seen the flashes in the little viewfinder. So I'll review it and see if there's anything good worth posting. But I was excited about that. See, awesome. Secret weapons at work, perhaps, probably. She will tell them, I say, hey, got my aluminum foil. I'm going to talk about the foil hat too in a little bit. So I was thinking in my head, I got to get me another memory card, so I can capture that whole Samoan funeral. that we're going to, and here's what pops up. Sometimes it's a YouTube commercial. Sometimes it's the Google alerts for news that just, if you open up a new tab on your mobile phone, um, they have news articles right there. And sometimes it's on my PC, which I've been getting some weird stuff lately. I just keep forgetting to screenshot, or I'll screenshot it and I'll forget what it was saying on the commercial that made me that triggered me. So I'm like, oh, it's connected to a memory or something that I was thinking about. So I got to get better at that. This one's funny. So this is on YouTube. This is a YouTube commercial that comes up. I got YouTube running all the time. I'm always listening to somebody's podcast. I'm always trying to learn. So yeah, I'm a YouTube freak. If I can show you how my data runs, it's about 99% YouTube. And I know I got to get on the other platforms and stuff, but when I'm just running around, I don't have time to search for a specific podcast. I just got the ones that I'm alerted on that'll play for me, and it's just automated like that. Anyway, there's a conversation going on in my house, and they were talking about naming this child coming into our family, a new addition on the way, and they were looking for names that start with Z. And so I don't want to throw the names out there, but they were going over a couple of names, and I was sitting there just eating, being quiet in the corner, and I was thinking in my head, oh, how about Zorro? I was thinking in my head, Zorro would be good. I know it probably wouldn't have been appealing to the person. I think it's a cool name. Anyway, here comes this YouTube commercial, Zorro.com. I don't know what they do. But yeah, it just popped up, man, just because I was thinking in my head, name your kid Zorro. So let's see. Steve's telling us, hey, okay. Are you related to The Rock? You know what? We're all related. Samoans are all related. Actually, my brother works for Roman Reigns' older brother. He does like artwork for him. He's also a wrestler, and we're Rikishi and them, and that's all the Anawati family. But yeah, I'm sure we're related somewhere along down the line. I was talking about my friend. About making a still for make gas. I got a message. Are you out of gas? I'm trying to make sense. I can't read it either. My screen is like far away from me right now. I should have it set up better. But are you trying to sell your own gas? Are you making gas? Awesome, Alice, because you become a millionaire real fast. What's up, Master Shake? Welcome, brother. That is cool. Yeah, I think brother Steve's from Hawaii. I'm from Samoa, but I'm here in LA. Yeah, so Zorro popped up just from a thought. I think it's 5G. Again, this started happening mid-January, and that was right after one of the rollouts here in Los Angeles for a 5G, and they just set up a tower right by my house. So I don't know. I don't know if it's connected to that, but it's definitely reading my mind. Sometimes it's things that I touch. I'll just touch something in the store, a random object. I'll pick it up, look at it. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I'm getting commercials on it. That's happened a couple times already. I've documented it, wrote notes, and put it on some of my previous episodes. Let's see. Are you gonna? Yeah, if you guys want to come on, let me know. Let's see. I don't know how to do it. I'll put an invite. Yeah, if you guys want to come on, we could do that. Let's see. I think that's it. I was gonna make my own gas. Was talking to my friend on the phone. Then got a message. Are you out of gas while we were talking on the phone? That's funny. I need to make my own gas. We just got a new car. Not familiar with the dials. Ran out of gas yesterday. Had to do a little bit of walking. It wasn't too bad. But this heat, man. Oh my gosh. There we go. If you guys want to get on. And let's see. I'm originally from Detroit. Right on. moved to Hawaii 14 years ago. My beautiful Filipino wife, Nina is from Hawaii. This is definitely home now. Stay there, bro. Don't come back. I was actually about to visit next week, but I decided not to. I just got some stuff going on. Here's another screen. Um, I'm a big dude, and I was going through some his workout phase a couple weeks ago, and I got off of it. And every time I think about it, I'm like, let me get back into my workout, man. Uh, every single time, this guy pops up. He's always in my damn YouTube commercial, and maybe you guys get him too. But it's like whenever I'm thinking about, okay, this is what I got to change, and I'm gonna start tomorrow. Boom, here comes this guy with his program, right? All right. So I don't know. Uh, okay, this thing, I don't know. This thing is apparently still growing. The monkey is still growing, and I've never seen it, you know. But hey, we got awesome Alice. Let's see.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? How you doing? Welcome to the.
You're on the other side of the United States, man.
I know. I could tell you,
Like,
you're on the other side.
yeah, you're like on the other side of the world, man.
Oh,
No, what I
yeah,
was trying to tell you, okay, I'll do voice text, you know, the voice text. And, when I'm speaking, I'm country. So it's like, it doesn't come, it comes out how I say it. And it's hard to, like, read it sometimes. But no, you talking about, like, you be thinking something and then you get an ad. Well, I
yeah.
was going over how to make our own steel, like the moonshine runners.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, they make gas hall. Okay, it's where you take ethanol. It's 80% ethanol and then 20% gas. So I've been watching these videos, and I was gonna make my own gas, right, out of plastic. Well, I hit my friend. He's a welder. I said, "Hey, I got a plan, friend." He's like, "What is it?" He's a truck driver. He drives his own truck. So I was like, you teach me how to weld. I'll get the material. You get a steel. I get a steel, right? So we going through the whole plan and everything. And my phone, I got a message from Canada. It said, "Are you out of gas?" And it said, and they were gonna send me a gas card. I said, I showed it to him and I put eyeballs in the chat. I said, "You see what's going on? They listening to us, man."
Oh, yeah. Listening to like by way of the phone, 100%.
Yeah. Have you ever had that happen though? Like right when you're talking about something and you're on the phone with somebody and get a text message?
Yeah, absolutely. So check this one out. Blue Moon. I don't drink Blue Moon, but somebody that was here at our house wanted to drink Blue Moon, and boom, pops up. You know, and I was like, okay, you guys are just straight up
They
listening
need
to
to
what
get
we're
out
saying.
of our heads, man. They really
Yeah,
need to get out of our heads. This ain't fair. Like I feel like they're I'm for real. I might need to. Like I have a friend on my TikTok, right? He's got the horns that is aluminum foil. Like his whole helmet is like the old Viking hat, and
oh
he made
really?
it out of aluminum foil. Like the Patriot side of TikTok is nowhere near. Like you don't. It's like going down the YouTube streets, man. You got these different alleys. Well, the
Mm.
same thing on TikTok. I found Christian TikTok. I like the car TikTok. You ever heard of the car side of TikTok?
No, what's that?
It's like these guys that they race cars, or all they do is talk about mechanic stuff.
Oh, I see.
Uh, I-
Yeah, I
So
got
they
some of
like
that.
you
On Instagram.
can do you can do exactly what you're doing on here, like going
Hmm.
live and everything, and you can add people,
Oh, nice.
and then people can talk. It's just kind of like YouTube. It's just you're able to play music and everything without the copyright strike.
Oh, that's cool.
And I
Yeah,
think it's because
even
they don't have the same rules as to YouTube.
yeah, like Instagram. Was it Twitter? Twitter's got Twitter Spaces where people can they have like big old group conversations. It's just it kind of turns me off because a lot of them just be saying some off the wall stuff, and some of them be involved in some satanic stuff, and they don't even know. And so I've been there. I visited to try to kind of like put the word out there and try to help them get out of that stuff. Um, but they just kind of seem like
So you can see
kind
the
of
symbolization
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it was
when
almost like
you
one time I went in
they
there just talking about some random stuff, and I got surrounded by some witches, like people that practice witchcraft, and they were like attacking me for my faith, and I was like, really? This is what you?
Oh,
this is
that's what's after me. I have a witch after me. I'm serious. That one chick, she is a witch. She's been putting hexes on the guys and everything. It's like she made a video where she's drinking this wine and she's like doing this voodoo. I told her, I said, I'm gonna pray for you. Like there's
yeah.
no power, no weapon will prosper. You know what I'm saying? But like there really is people that are doing this witchcraft on the YouTubes.
And some of them don't know that's satanic. Some of them think that they one lady told me, she was like, you think this is all about Satan? This is not about Satan. I'm like, oh, somebody lied to you. You have no idea what you're messing with.
It's
You
because
know?
they're blind to the fact of what it really is. They think that they're doing some good. Like they think there's like a difference between white magic and black magic. Magic is magic, man.
Yeah, that
See,
was
that's
just,
how he pulls you in. Is makes you think it's something good.
that's the thing about the devil and the demons. They are just masters at lying. They're deceivers.
Well, you know that they make it they deceive. Just like you think about how like a woman,
Hmm.
the actual succubus or the incubus.
Right.
Normally, they're an entity that is like so attractive that it mesmerized the man. Just like what is it, Samson?
Hmm.
Samson and Delilah. You see how she did him and then she cut his hair?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I think it has to do with the law of attraction. He knows how to play on that.
that's exactly what's going to happen too. Um, there was a YouTuber who was talking about the Marine Kingdom and breaking that down, and he was saying like for those of you who are content creators and wanted to do something like this, where you're just wanting to wake people up, he said you got to be careful too because you're putting yourself out there to be preyed on. So you gotta protect. Keep the armor of God on all the time. Be aware. They will send a woman. If you're a man, it's going to be a woman sent your way to throw you off guard, and if you're a woman, it's the other way around. So yeah, they operate that way.
Oh, they like to act in a mob mentality. Like
They
the
do.
trolls don't come by themselves. They got like a whole brigade of them, man. Um, but that is right. Cause like my first channel, I was touching on subjects, right?
Hmm.
And the more I got closer to like talking about the real issues, the more I kept getting flagged. But my the when I got a strike, right? I was talking about the Jim Jones, like how the cult activity, how they pull you in, and they basically are really nice to you at first, and then they pull you in, and then they get you, they find out stuff about you, and then like they use that to keep you there, kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why you have to be careful with people. Like some people, it's like smiling faces do tell
Yeah,
lies.
yeah, absolutely.
So how long have you had this channel?
I started February, the beginning of February. Actually, this was a personal channel. It was stuff that I was posting from families and just putting little home videos on there, and then decided. Well, I had a business for the past 9 years, and decided I would do a podcast on a book club, right? Just reading books about self improvement and working on the mind and strengthening our business ethics and stuff like that. and it wasn't growing much, and I didn't really care. I was just going through some books and trying to work on myself, and things have changed. So, after COVID and after being mistreated for my beliefs, decided to just stand up and speak out. So started a channel where I can just question things and help people to understand that not everything is as it seems on TV. You know,
Oh yeah, you're trying to get them to critically think.
yeah. So there's truth.
Yeah.
There's different layers of truth, and I kind of keep it easy and simple for the baby truthers
Well,
and people that are just kind of
you
looking into
you you got to give them the milk before you can give them the meat.
right. And then I'll
Uh,
show them little screenshots and show them what I'm seeing, and help them to try to start thinking for themselves.
Well, I got this book, right? I've been looking like at these old books.
Hmm.
Well, I found this book from 1959, okay?
Thank you, Steve.
Before
Yes.
the 60s, before the 60s, like I've been paying attention to the language. Okay, this is how they're confusing our society is they're changing the words. If you notice like the language, like there's like the cisgender and stuff like that, that's something they just made up. That's not it's a brand new thing. This the identities, that's a new thing. It's not that new, okay? And it's not that old. But like it was weird because I was reading this book and I was looking at like before abortion
Hmm.
because 1958 there was no abortion, right? And I was looking at the population. Then I was reading it last night, went to sleep, got back up, and then they did that thing with the Roe v. Wade.
Wow.
Ain't that something though? Like you're reading something, and the next thing you know, it's like, wow, did I just travel back in time? Did
Yeah. Yeah.
I?
That happens.
I'm like,
There's some strange
wow.
things. You know.
Since you're talking about the strange things, yeah, I thought that was like they have a whole thing on the communism, and they even talk about aliens in here, dude.
Really. This is like
Yeah,
a pamphlet, or what is this? Like, it's a book.
it's the 1959 Britannica Book of the Year, events in 1958.
Oh wow. So
Like
that
I've
is
been
like
trying to get, huh?
that is like around like 30s to 50s. They started like really making a big shift to where like stuff they're gonna start talking about, like the globe and stuff like that. That is really when they started shifting some of this. So there's weird stuff going around there. My whole desk just moved. I don't know.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Keep hearing noises around my house, and I'm like, what is going on around here?
Yeah, you need
Anyway,
to pray, man. You need to
yeah,
pray.
no, I'm good.
I
I'm
have a video I found on TikTok. I put it on my page where the guy's a Christian because I found it on Christian TikTok. He's like, when you're Christian and you hear sounds in the house, and he's like, uh, in the name of Jesus, and then he goes
yeah.
to a different spot. Yeah,
That's funny. Yeah, you
but
got to.
no,
I mean,
the like what I noticed. Do you know how much a post, like a stamp cost back then?
no. How much was it?
7 cents, dude. Do you
Crazy.
know how much the media was making back in 1958?
How much?
They were making 1.9 billion dollars in 1958.
Oh, that's crazy. That's like
That's
NASA.
when, yeah, because I was looking. I haven't got completely through the book, but what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna take some screenshots of it and
Hmm.
put it on my computer and go through some of the topics in it because I it took me 2 weeks to find this book. Like they're
Wow.
getting rid of all our of our old books. And the one
Yeah.
thing I found in that dictionary, it's like the old Noah's Webster dictionary is before the other dictionary. It's the Noah one. It's the Christian based
That's,
one, right?
oh, really? That's
The
interesting.
word matrix, the word matrix is in there.
Wait, in the old version?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah. That's well, yeah. I mean, they're gonna change. You know, when it
No,
comes to the ages and stuff, they're
I
gonna
was
change
like,
it.
I found the matrix in the 1800s.
Does
I
it?
get
Does it?
tickled by the littlest things, man. I'm telling you. Like, I get
That book?
tickled.
In that book, does
It's
it tell you what it's supposed to be?
the Noah Webster 1828. Okay, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna tell you what the word matrix means, because like I was just going through the book, looking at what the word phobia is not in here. So that was like after the 1800s. That had to do with when they started pushing all the medical stuff. All right,
Right.
because at
All the
one
mental stuff.
time that word didn't exist.
Damn.
But let me find it. But yeah, I've been finding things like how they've been changing our language. You ever watched 1984?
1984. Yeah, yeah. I watched the older version. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You remember they had the people that controlled the language and they changed the newspapers and everything else?
Yeah.
I think that's what's been going on with our history books
Oh yeah.
already. It's been going on for a while. They
That's funny,
say
man.
whoever controls the present can alter the past, therefore changing the future.
Very true.
That's pretty
I believe
wild,
it.
ain't it?
Yeah.
The only book that hasn't changed is that King James Version Bible.
Well, as far as what I thought, that's the one that was changed the most.
It's got different types, but that's the one, like, once they started going past the King James Version, you got the what is it? The International Version, the NIV.
So, Steve,
They've
how you
got
doing?
there's a
What's up,
lot of
man?
Welcome, welcome, man.
who's this? Welcome to the
Listen,
dark side.
welcome.
I had to jump in, man. I just got home from work, and Nina told me you're around. I was like, "What? I gotta check it out." And then I just had to jump because I never met you
Oh
ever.
yeah,
I've seen you in my chat like a bunch of times, and I had to meet you, man. It's awesome,
yeah. I'm a night owl, and you guys, I'm 3 hours ahead of you guys, but
right?
I'm still up to this.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Normally, man. Normally, I'm like 2, 3 in the morning before I go to bed.
You put
I,
okay, so
I only
Spanish
sleep like
is the
2 or
womb.
3 hours, so
Yeah,
I don't
she's
sleep much.
late. She's way up like. Oh, and we got brother Eager in the chat. What's up, Eager TV? It's a good brother right there. Check out Eager, man. It's a good brother. Listening in, go right on, man. If you want to hop on too, Eager, let me know. So you put okay. So Spanish is matriz for womb. That's crazy. I never heard that word.
Okay,
But
I
yeah,
found it. I found it. Okay, in 1828, the word matrix. Okay, it says matrix. It means mother. Now it says the womb, the cavity in which the fetus of an animal is formed and nourished till its birth. Then it says a mold, the cavity in which anything is formed and which gives its shape, and as the matrix of a type. Then it says the place where anything is formed or produced as the matrix of metals, and it says gang. In dying, the 5 simple colors: black, white, blue, red, yellow, and which of all the rest are composed. But
How
that's
uh,
weird.
how's it spelled, Alice?
It's spelled Matrix. Matrix.
That's weird. Until I heard about that through Brian Stabler's channel, I've never heard of the word matrix in the Bible, and I always read the King James. That's the main
Well, it's
version.
not in the Bible. It's in the Noah's Webster's dictionary from
I
1828.
think it's
So
in there now.
they've known about the Matrix since the 1800s.
Yeah, they got it.
Which,
One, two. I just did a word search on it. It's one, two, three, 6 times in King James version now. You know, that's new to me. But it's interesting. Latina Patriot, she said that that's how you say it in Spanish. Spanish kind of gives away some clues too. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up with people that didn't know that Saturday was the Sabbath. But in Spanish it's Sabado. And also in apparently 100 different languages that the Sabbath is Saturday, which is the English is the one that's got it mixed up. So language is definitely a weird thing where truth can be hidden. You know what I'm saying? So glad you brought that up. What do you think about that,
yeah,
Steve?
because that's what I've been like researching the last year is like how much our language has changed.
Yeah.
Because you notice, like, with the propaganda that you see on the news, they're always using these trigger words,
Hmm.
and then they repeat themselves. I know y'all noticed it all through 2020 and 2021. It's
Oh
like no
yeah,
matter what channel you went to, it's like they were repeating themselves.
they're reading the same script.
Yep, over and over and over. You could take a clip from like 1,000 different TV stations all over America, and it would just be the same thing over. Yeah,
Yeah, that
That's
has
part
to
of
do
the
with
spell.
Operation Mockingbird.
That's part
yep,
of a spell, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Like they call it a broadcast, right? And news, right? News is NEWS. That's north, east, west, and south, right? And witchcraft is always revolving around north, south, east, and west, and uh, they always have to have that
shit.
kind of thing going
I
on. But
never,
yeah,
I never thought of it like that. Northeast. That wow, that's
to me,
crazy.
people that
Well,
don't
it's like
on these kind of
when you talk about that, like, look at the word live and then take it and put it in front of a mirror. It's EVIL. See, I could kick with you, man. You get it, man. You see the stuff that
oh,
I'm talking about. I don't feel so crazy no more.
that's the thing. That's like people get all tripped up over stuff that they hear on the news, and I'm trying to tell them like, look, you got to find other sources of information because they're trying to make you mad. They're trying to get you upset. You know what I mean? And so it's to me, it's like they refuse to pick up on these pieces, these little hints of truth, because they're under some kind of spell. It's words are important. It's like you said. You know what I'm saying? That you got to be careful with what you allow into your ear. And that's part of my whole reason of being on this thing is to try to help people break out of that.
Yep,
You have to be careful what you put in front of you too,
Exactly.
because like we absorb whatever we're doing, either visually or listening, our senses and everything. I think what they're doing is like they know how psychology works because like even these television companies, they know they have people that have studied the brain and psychology and how our emotions can rev us up. If you notice that they would put something in the news and then these people would hit the streets and they would be enraged. And I think it's because they know how to activate people.
This is their game. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
they're the master of this propaganda stuff.
Exactly. And the thing is too, to me, it's like the more aware you become of it, like me, the more, like over the last couple of years, the more aware I become, the more I notice like how these, like, I call them sheeple, because they're just like blindly, willingly blind, going along, just like, oh no, we must do what they say, and it's like, what? Like, but 10 years ago, I didn't know, I'm just going along with my life. But the more aware I became of it, the more I notice it. And
Yeah,
the more it drives me freaking crazy, too.
yeah. As I'm
Well,
looking at the,
I
I see.
like how much TV do you watch? Do you know how much TV you watch, or you just basically be on YouTube or something?
Yeah, I haven't, I don't remember the last time I watched TV, like
I
actual, like
don't,
local news or anything.
yeah, I don't watch any live TV. I do
Right.
have like streaming services that came with my phone service, but I watch Cheers, like reruns of Cheers. That's
Cheers?
the only.
Great
Yeah,
show.
I'll watch Cheers, and oh my gosh, I love it. Just the way people
I
are
didn't
back
even
then.
know that
Like,
still existed, man.
oh
I
yeah,
grew up on Cheers, man.
no, I love it.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, man.
Isn't that the guy with the curly afro looking thing, the white guy?
The big yeah, heavy Norm,
Norm, yeah.
Norm.
Yeah. I
I
watched
love.
Taxi. What was it? Taxi? You remember
Oh
Taxi?
yeah, I wanted to
Taxi
watch.
was good.
See, I won't watch anything new, any of these current shows. I'm like, nah, like it's all witchcraft and magic and homosexuals
Yeah.
and all kinds of weird stuff. Like it's all weird
Well,
stuff.
what I found when I was doing some research, right? They were trying to slide it in all of our old shows because they're like so emboldened right now. They're telling on themselves.
Yeah.
Like they said that the way they did Bugs Bunny, you know how they would dress him up in the Hawaiian outfit or whatever, and Bugs Bunny was supposed to be a boy,
Squeaker.
right?
Yeah.
So they would try to they call it what did they call it? They call it queer coding. I said because I was strolling on YouTube one night and it was like they were showing me all this controversial stuff. I said, "What in the world is this?" And they were talking about the cartoons. So like I was like, "Are you serious? Y'all been like messing with these cartoons all this time?"
Oh yeah. These cartoons. Oh, by the way, Igor pulled up this. It's a matrix related to Latin word for mother, originally meant pregnant animal or breeding female, and was later generalized to mean womb. That's crazy. So that's all new to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not used to
Well,
seeing that.
in the actual movie, right?
Mhm.
We're in pods. We are the battery. Okay? It's like Neil wakes up from his sleep. He has to take the blue pill, the red pill, and it's like he's rebirthed it into his real life because he's been in this state of sleep because the
Mhm.
machines have took over and we are their batteries.
Mhm.
So they have us in this state of a mind, like we're in this computer world, and you can see the glitches and stuff, like in the Matrix. That's why Mr. Smith can go get Neil as fast as he can. But there was a lady, I think I can't remember her name. She was the lady they all went, and she was supposed to protect things or whatever, and he was
Oracle.
supposed to be the one. Yeah, the Oracle lady
Mhm.
with the kid with the spoons and that bent it and everything with her mind or his mind. I don't know what it was,
That was a trippy
but
movie. I can't remember all of it.
it's like that they came out with a new Matrix, and you know how they're doing all this woke stuff. It
Yeah.
basically flopped.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why I haven't seen it yet. Because I heard that they just like totally botched it. Like the whole thing just, they
Oh
Well,
yeah.
ruined
they did
everything.
the feminist thing where the woman took the lead.
If
You
they go
know,
do that
a lot of
inclusive thing and
Yeah. It's,
ruining
well, they're
everything.
trying to do the matriarchy thing. There, matriarchy has never existed.
I see.
They try to say it does, but it hasn't ever because like no matter what society, men have always been involved. Like
Right.
they try to justify it with the Amazons, but the Amazons always went and found men, or there wouldn't be no more Amazons.
That
See,
is
we need
true.
both. We need each other.
You're right on the cartoon thing. Like the people need to see that cartoons are there to influence the mind of the child. You remember the concert? What was it? One of the Kardashians' husbands that did this concert where hundreds of people died, but they only said it was like 13 people that died, but they were getting
Oh,
smacked.
I know what you're
Right?
talking about. I don't remember the name, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, that one
Yes.
in Texas.
So isn't it funny that that show or that thing happens in real life, right? And then right afterwards, there comes a movie on Disney. It's Turning Red, and I don't. I'm so behind on Disney movies. I stop watching this stuff. But my children will start watching it, and I tell them straight up, like I don't want to see that. I don't want to hear you watching it. They know I don't like it because of it's all magic and witchcraft and stuff. But every now and then they'll get away with it. So they're watching Into the Red, where it's a little Asian girl, and she has this red. Uh, she turns into this red creature, this demon looking thing, right?
What?
And in the yeah, the whole thing is like her trying to keep inside her beast, right? It's her demon, or she transforms into this big red panda thing. And at the end, they were at this concert because her and her friends are all trying to go to some boy band concert, and she turns into this monster. Everybody gets scared out of the whatever the concert theater, and her family does a seance, and they're conjuring these demons. And I was like, damn, like this is the kid version of the Travis Scott thing, where they conjured in those demons in real life in front of that crowd and killed all those people. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And then just
you know how they got that South Park? Remember when they had that? I watched South Park, right? I'm watching South Park because it was like the new season, right? And it had
uh,
popped up on my YouTube, so I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "Okay, I ain't seen South Park in years, right?" It got too controversial, so like I hadn't seen it since I was young,
right.
and it was that red SUV. And you know what happened? That guy at that parade had the same vehicle that ran over all them people during that Christmas parade.
Oh
And
yeah, I remember that. Yep.
so if you look up South Park, you'll see there is this red SUV running people over literally. Now,
Damn.
how it's kind of like The Simpsons. You ever seen The Simpsons and then the same thing on The Simpsons happens in real life? Like, they're doing this on purpose. I think they have to let us know what they're doing before they do it, but they're like not being completely honest. They're trying to sneak it on us. That way, when we see it, we won't believe it.
They're
We'll think
letting
it's a
us
movie.
know, but they're not letting us know
Right.
at the same
Yeah.
time. You know.
Yeah, that's part of their whole deal. They just throw the clues out there because they already
Yeah.
know that people don't give a damn, and they're not even going to get it. You know.
Right.
No,
Yep.
they know that if people know and are have the knowledge, they're not going to be able to do it. See, that's why they got to keep us asleep. They got to keep us distracted. That's why they do the 24-hour news now. They got to keep us going, so we won't pay attention to what their left hand's doing because we're too busy
Right.
watching their right hand.
That's the thing I don't like about TikTok, and like how all the social media has this short version of it. Like YouTube's got shorts, and there's reels, and there's sites like TikTok, because there's people that get so like they get so engulfed in that stuff, and they're just going one video to the next, to the next, to the next, and psychologically it makes you like kind of stupid. Like you only have this short amount of attention span because you're training yourself. Next video, next video, next video, all these short clips,
Mhm.
and it's one subject to another, to another, to another. What people don't realize, because of course it's entertaining, it's funny as hell, the stuff you find on there. Some of it's really educational, but it's training the mind to be a certain kind of way, to where people can't sit down like on a podcast like this or other podcasts and sit there and really obtain information and learn. It's like they're being broken by TikTok and by other sites like it. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
what I noticed from the
Absolutely.
like I started getting a TikTok just to see, what was
Oh
all
yeah,
on there, right? So
when I
like
see,
I've been doing a study with it, and I
yeah,
noticed like I'll follow somebody for a while and then I start to see them change. Like they start doing what the trends is on YouTube, not just YouTube. They'll link their YouTube to their TikTok, and then like you'll start to see them shift, and then it
mm,
makes a lot of people that do have mental illness even more mentally ill. I
wow,
found that it
Mhm.
also like shortens their span, because when they're doing their lives, when I watched them when I first seen them, they could have a conversation, but like after a few months, it's like they couldn't hold a conversation anymore
yeah,
because their
absolutely.
attention span had shortened.
It's dumbing down the nation, you know, to make it to where they can't figure this stuff out. You know, it's
Because
usually
the only reason I have it is to like make my little movies. Like
yeah,
I like to make fun of Joe Biden.
That's mine. The first 6 months I was on YouTube, it was just all videos and making fun of Joe.
Yeah, and Hunter. Yeah. Like I
Yeah.
done figured out how to like I have a reface app so I can like make my pictures talk. The one video I took the picture out of the communist the Black Book of Communism, and I found that video when I said what socialism equals, equals slavery. That video in 3 days has 30,000 views, dude. And it's only
damn,
like 15 seconds.
kind of.
Nice.
I was like, wow, so you can get a lot of views on TikTok, but it has to be
Yeah,
short, really
I
short.
saw Ryan Stabley started it, and that got me wanting to do it too. I was like, okay, maybe we can give it another shot because I did it one time for the business, and just I realized it's like, dude, a lot of these people that are on here are just doing the TikTok dances, and I was like, how much time do you spend on this? Like, it started irritating me.
Well, the
But yeah,
ones that I found that use it for their business, they use it just to do advertising. And TikTok will pay you for your advertisements because there's like a thing where if you are a business, you can link your business to it, because then you can get revenue on your ads,
yeah,
because they attach other ads to it. So that's why there's a lot of businesses on there. You get a lot of advertisements when you are scrolling and stuff. That's what I did notice. Like there's more ads than there is videos
yeah. Take care,
because so
Eager.
many people.
It's a good man. He said just up to everybody. Thanks for stopping by, brother.
Yeah, I
I mean,
added you to my men's channel collection because I have a men's channel list and then I have a woman's channel.
oh, right,
Yeah, I figure that's a best way to like add people and support other channels.
that's good. That's good. Something you said earlier. Um, let's see. I'm gonna bring this up. This guy right here. I don't know what it was that you said. I'm trying to remember what you said earlier, but it reminded me of this. I was just about to bring this subject up. This is the main reason why I wanted to go on tonight to talk about this guy. So I usually watch this person. I don't know if you're familiar. If you guys are familiar with his channel, he's probably one of the more popular Christian channels on here, and he's a conservative, and I like that about him. And he points out some truth, but he kind of like skates along the borderline. But he put a video up here. He took it off now. This is not. It was the video I was trying to address was from this morning. I don't know what made him do it, but all of a sudden he wants to attack people that go after truth. And I was, what was I doing? I was washing dishes this morning, and I was listening, And I was like, okay, let's see what this guy has to say. And usually I'm paying attention to him and really interested. But he put a picture of Alex Jones with the tinfoil hat. That's what you said, tinfoil hat, Alice. And I was just saying, I was going to talk about that later. But yeah, this guy straight up out of nowhere, and usually he's like on our side when it comes to the whole disease that had disabled this country, and he's usually on our side when it comes to this kind of stuff. And out of nowhere, he just starts to attack truthers, and saying we're wasting our time. And it irritated me. It was just on my mind the whole day, and I was like, okay, let me get on live tonight and talk about it. Um, I
Well, how many
noticed.
subs is he at? How many subs is he at now? Is he like a big channel? So that's what I've been noticing with a lot of the big channels. That
Uh-huh.
once they get to a certain like status, you'll start to see them switch. And I don't know if it's maybe they're getting paid to switch or
Controlled opposition. You know,
Hmm.
yeah, it's kind of like once they get to a certain point, they start to shift.
yeah, I've noticed that
That's
too.
what sucks with these big creators, man.
Right
It is because it's all about the ego and money.
there, you go. There you go.
That's why
Yeah,
my
because
whole
they
life
let the
I lived
subs
off
get to
of
their head.
ego. Ego is the enemy. That's why no matter what, I never get an ego about anything because I mean
100%.
I'm no better than anybody else, and to me nobody else is better than me. I'm no better than anybody else. I mean I serve God. That's it. You know.
Amen, brother.
Well,
My
well,
former,
ego stands for easing God out.
yeah, there you go. I was just about to say it.
Yeah.
You're all on the
And the
same page.
reason that is because you're putting yourself before God.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I never heard that. That's awesome, though. That's exactly
I,
what it is.
I heard it edging God out, but it's all the same. You're right on with that one, sis. So yeah,
You heard
what's
edging?
man? What's that?
You heard edging?
Yeah, my
Edging?
business coach used to say edging God out, and that would hurt your business. And it's the same thing here. I mean, they get this ego and they get this pride about them, where they become all about the subs and and the views, and
Right.
if about the purpose of why we're given a platform and why God
Exactly.
would use us. You know what I'm saying? But people lose sight of it for
Yeah. And
exactly
then,
what
and then the money comes in, and they offer money, and then it's like, oh wow. And then
there
the
you go.
ego gets twice as big because they think that it's working because they're getting money, and then it's just you forgot about why you're there to begin with.
There you go. 100%. I used to
Yep.
be on that trip, man. I used to be on that money train and trying to get big and trying to get become famous and grow my business, because my coaches were all rich, like super rich, and I was like, I got to be like them. I got to get on that hustle and grind. But God humbled me to where it's like, look, it's not working for you because it's not for you. And I changed things up, man. When I started this channel, it's like, okay, I get it, God. I need to stop praying for money and start praying for more wisdom. And that's been my journey this whole past few months. But
Eh,
what happened, man, is this guy right here just straight out said, are we wasting our time, and put a picture of Alex Jones with the tinfoil hat on him, looking like a goofball. And I was like, wow, dude, you're supposed to be like a man of God and, who loves the truth. And you attack, people who are out there seeking and asking questions and going beyond what they were taught, going beyond the teachings of the school, going beyond the teachings of the church. You know, we dare to go and ask, questions and put pieces together, and you want to add, you want to attack us and make us look like fools by putting pictures of Alex Jones with a tinfoil hat. And it just hurt me, because not hurt me, but it irritated me, because that's one of the struggles I find as a truther. That there's people in church, and I grew up in church. I'm still in church. I'm still part of the, I still lead the music ministry. Um, and I used to preach, but there's a now I'm in the truther side of things, and I find that truthers have a closer relationship with God than most Christians out there. Truthers read the Bible more than most Christians out there, they're asking questions. They're having a good relationship. They're acting, they walk the walk with God. They have, what I mean, strong relationships, and they're out there waking people up and are more active than most Christians I've ever known. And that's a sad statement to make as a Christian. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, how is this person? You know what I'm saying? Like he's just straight up being used. And was taken over to the dark side and just started attacking us. Like, wow, one of our own. It's sad to
Well,
see.
he's probably in his ego, and he sees Alec Jones acting silly.
Mhm.
Like they think that Christians aren't supposed to have a sense of humor. Okay, I think when you have a sense of humor, it makes life a little bit easier because life is hard. Okay,
Yeah,
and we have to learn to laugh through the pain sometimes, laugh through the tears. I mean, I think he's taking it too serious about Alex Jones and his aluminum hat. Okay, it's like it's pretty funny that somebody would point that out.
yeah.
Like it's okay, dude. You don't
It
get it.
is.
We know
It
you're
is.
trying to get in our heads. You just don't understand.
Yeah. It is if it was someone trying to be funny, and I'm all for it. I can rib somebody for a good laugh, and a brother, and I'm okay with that. You know, it's just when you have that big of a following, and you're going to distract, people with that much of a following. I was like, that just kind of irked me a little bit. I was like,
Did
dude,
he take it down?
he did. That's why I have this screenshot because I was like, let me go find this video so I can share it. And he took it down. It took him less than a day to do it. I've never seen this guy take something down like that. But
Somebody said something to him.
yeah, some
I
people
bet
jump
you.
in
I
the
bet
comments.
you some people talked to him about it because like a lot of people have gave Alex Jones a bad rep, but his jar is getting full. You know he was right about this, he was right about that kind of jar.
Right,
Look at the way they looked at Jesus, like they thought he was crazy. So, when you run into somebody that might seem a little bit different, you might want to just think, hmm, let me listen for a second. They might
mhm,
be on to something.
right,
That's what I come to the conclusion, like with people. Like I've run into all kinds of walks of life, and it's the ones that are a little bit out there that when you sit down and talk to them,
uh huh,
you learn a lot.
yeah,
It's just they look at the world different, is all. It's like I think that's why we're supposed to be different, because we're supposed to help each other see. If I can't see something, you might see it,
right,
and we might not see it, and that other person might see it. See, that's how it works. We
yeah.
all have a purpose.
I think part of what adds to my frustration personally, because I just recently talked to a couple big names in the truther community, and I brought something up, and they know I come from the side of where I grew up a Christian and all that. Um, but when I brought up certain things like smoking and drinking, like I know there's a lot of truthers out there that smoke and drink. I don't care for it. I mean, I don't care if you do or don't. That's not my job to sit there and judge you. But they were kind of like a little like they felt ashamed, and I was like, dude, that's like relax. I'm not here to to judge you. That's not my job. But they kind of had that disdain. They kind of had that barrier between us, and I see that amongst the community where there's some people that are like, clean cut Christian and they're truthers, and then there's some people who are truthers and they believe in God and they do other, stuff that might be considered worldly, but they were just uncomfortable around me to just knowing my background that I used to be a preacher, and I'm like, no, like, do you get judged by Christians all the time? Why do you have
So,
that
so
kind
they look at you like Johnny Law, basically.
of? Yeah, I was like, yeah, I drink, I smoke, like, don't worry about it, you're
You're like,
good.
oh, he's gonna throw the Bible at me. Let me run away. Like if they're
Exactly.
feeling ashamed about what they're doing, it's not you. It's their
Yeah,
conscience. So
right,
Exactly.
don't take it
Yeah,
like
yeah.
what you have to realize. If somebody's feeling some type of way, it's normally not you. It's something
It's
that's messing with them.
their inner self
Mhm.
telling
Mhm.
them like, oh yeah, you know.
I'm just wondering if they feel like that because a Christian treated them that way and made them to feel like that. Because that's when I started doing, start sharing truth stuff. Oh, best believe there's people that I grew up with and are Christian. They're looking at me on Facebook like, "What the hell is he doing on there? Like, what is he talking about?" I'm like, I'm spitting the truth right now. You know what I'm saying? I stopped. I stepped down as my position as a layman preacher, and here I am sharing truth and just being real. And there's people that just didn't understand. So I was wondering if these truthers who do, they do some things that are worldly. Uh, if they just felt like that because they've been attacked by Christian, which then this article popped up today with this video. I don't know the pastor's name. Just straight out saying truthers are wasting their time. That was the same attitude that Christians were giving to me, and so it's just something I wanted to address. There shouldn't be that animosity or even that guilt feeling at all. We're all the same. Nobody's better than anybody else.
Like, what? Wasting their time on what? The truth
His point
needs
was
time.
his point was that people that spend time figuring out truth about the disease, about the supposed cure, about uh, the supernatural changes, anything that we're looking into as truthers, he's saying that we're wasting time, that we should spend all our time worshiping God. And I understand where he's coming from, but the Christians shouldn't attack someone who's out there asking questions and trying to find wisdom and find information.
And
Part
the
of
way I
my
No, they
look at
should.
it is anytime someone's telling you not to look into something, it's because they're trying to hide something, right?
Yeah, and the
Why is it
Bible.
such a big deal if I'm looking into this or not? You know?
Maybe he's afraid of what you're gonna find.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It's not just this
Because
guy.
what I found is the ones that have took the juice.
Mhm.
And you know what I'm talking about, the juice.
Yeah.
Um, like after they have done that, there was a couple of them that I know that did it right. It's
Uh-huh.
like when I started bringing stuff up to them, I'm like, you didn't ask questions, and they get so aggravated. And I was trying to tell them beforehand, about the implied consent and knowing certain things. Like, do you realize you're signing papers for this? Like, my cousin was pissed because they lied to him. They didn't tell him he was signing basically his full consent away. And then
Yeah.
they lied to him because, like, he went up there because his job was like forcing him. And then, like, what was it, 3 months after that, they were pushing it on everybody. They came back and said you had to wear a mask again. And he was like, well, why did I do this? If I'm going to have to go back. Like, he was I had never seen him so pissed. Like, he was
Yeah.
really pissed. He told him I quit. I said, well, you could have quit before you did that to your body. Well, I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. People ain't thinking. He had started watching the news, and my cousin had never watched the news before. And it was because he was home all the time. His work sent him home, and then they wanted him back in the office. And to get back in the office, he had to make a choice.
Hmm.
But that's what they were doing to people, man. That's why a lot of people ain't employed right now.
That's part of the reason why I left my business. 'Cause my business was self-contracted with a broker with insurance, and there's no governing body that comes down and says, "Oh, you guys got to go get that chemical concoction." Right? It was just one dude, one guy who just took it upon himself to say that if you don't have it, you got to wear your mask. And then you could see like half the office had their masks. And then he just kept talking about it, even though we're supposed to be training about life insurance and investments. He just kept going on and on and on about how his sister is a nurse at St. Jude's, and that she told him that the emergency rooms are just piling up with dead bodies. I'm like, that sounds like some bullshit. I was like, come on.
Right. It is.
That's weird because like I
You know,
went.
like, oh, maybe I should just take a drive down there and see what's up. But
That's what I did.
yeah, we
There
have
was
to remember.
nobody there, dude. There was nobody there. It was creepy. It was like that movie where you wake up in the hospital and there's nobody there. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Resident Evil, when she wakes up and there's nobody there, or Walking Dead. You know when he wakes up and there's nobody there. Yeah.
Yeah. That
I've seen
actually this. I don't know if you can see it, but this scar on my wrist happened like 6 months into it when everyone was just dying, and this I'm like, because it's I thought I like hit my wrist like where people like try to end themselves, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to die, and I went and it's empty. I'm like, where's all these people dying and shit? You know what I mean? Like, excuse my language, but yeah, it's like, where's everybody at? And then they're in a different floor. You can't see them. Like, no, nothing's happening.
they're
No, they were
dancing in the other
hiding
building.
the patients, dude. They were hiding them. Like they did have a unit, but it's like something happened. Like we probably won't know for years what all they did because like they were giving them a lot of money, and
Oh yeah,
money changes people.
No, um,
yep,
it was
absolutely.
a private
I
brokerage.
So like with the job you was
Go to
working
work.
at, right?
It was run by him and his wife,
So he was
and
usually using fear tactics on his employees.
yeah, well, we're like it's a what do you call that? It's a private business, almost like a multi-level marketing almost kind of thing. And so it's we're licensed with the state to do insurance, and we're under his office, his brokerage. But he just didn't want to. When we converted from going back in person from Zoom, they didn't have the jab, and then he just kept talking about it and then he started. Every week would see more and more people were coming in with no masks, meaning that they went and got their jab because this guy's pressuring them, and it got down to just my wife and I that we're still having to wear a mask when we show up to the office to do work because we're not going to get that stuff. And he just kept on holding meetings and calling us reckless and saying that we're going to kill people. I was like, I was there because I was paying my bills with that. Um, I wasn't going to walk away from 9 years of work.
The funny, but not real funny part, but like in a bad way, is that how did that work out for him?
It is
You know?
freezing.
Oh yeah, it did freeze up.
It,
You
it,
there?
it don't want you. It don't want you talking about things. It
I
does it to
know.
me when I'm trying to stream.
I'm telling
That's the
him.
screw. That's
It's
screw
the
tube
truth.
for you.
It's the truth. Now I call it they tube. It's not YouTube. It's they tube. We're just invited.
I haven't heard that. That's good. I like that. Day tube.
If it was YouTube, it'd be about us. We wouldn't be put in the YouTube jail or gulag or anything like that.
Yeah. Like I say, intelligent people wouldn't be silenced so that ignorant people aren't offended.
Yeah, but that's not the world we're living in right now. We're living in like it's strange because I'm 36, right? So like the world that I seen growing up is not the world we're in now. Um, Social media wasn't even a thing. I remember when you used to go outside and nothing was recorded and you stayed away from the cameras because you didn't want somebody to be able to tell on you.
Right?
Right? I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, don't, you gotta stay away from the cameras.
I'm
Right?
46. I remember having a pager, And then everyone thought I was a drug dealer because only doctors had pagers. You know,
So
I think
did
I was
you
the last.
ever have the backpack cell phone?
What?
back. Oh, you talking about the? No, I never had. No, those were too expensive.
Yeah, the ones that was hooked up to
You
your
talking
book
about
bag.
the big.
Yeah.
You know what you're talking about? I know. No, those things were like $1,000 a month back then. Back in the '90s.
The big beige
Really?
phone with the.
Yeah, the old school like phone that you hold it like this. It's like a brick. You see it in the like '80s movies, man. You're just like they're like doo doo, and then they have like the case next to it that it connects to, and
Yeah, I
they
had a
like
toy.
in the car. It's like I'm driving in my car talking on the phone. It's like
You could murder somebody with that thing.
Yeah, they would see that
there's
as
an
a
assault
weapon.
weapon right there, right?
Yeah, man, they're trying to like, they did the thing for the 2A, right? But then like, I was trying to find the policy because I look at the policies. I was trying to find the policy. Like, they just passed something in our Congress, okay, about gun control. So like,
What
they're
you saying
they're
that?
always trying to disarm us, man. You already
Yeah,
know what they're doing.
yeah. I'm big to 2A, and they I forgot who it was, but they were saying like I think it was earlier today. I'm always working, so I'm listening all the time with my earbuds while I'm working. But anyway, they were saying something like, "Oh, when they made the Constitution and the amendments, they only had muskets," and it's like, no, you're dead wrong. Like, but they say it with a straight face, and a lot of people will believe that. Like, yeah, they only had muskets back then.
No,
It's
they
like,
didn't. They
no,
had the what was it?
they
That
had
big old gun. That gun that had all the bullets. What was it?
they
That
all
one
kind
that
of
shot it.
semi-automatic weapons, all kinds of semi-automatic. But then they're like, oh, only muskets, and it's like, no, that's not true. And then they say, oh, you can't just go buy a cannon, and it's like, yeah, you can.
And
Like,
they always go after the AR-15.
right, yeah, because
If I carry around an M16, you'll be cool with it.
exactly, exactly. It's just,
I don't care what you carry around as long as you got trigger control.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
people
as
mean,
don't.
long
that's
as
the only safe
Uh,
gun control. In my opinion, is the only real safe gun control is trigger control. Because that gun ain't gonna do nothing until you pull that trigger. But
I had.
they try to say that what was it? They tried to say that there's a stipulation of 2A. There one section. What does it say? It shall not be infringed.
friends,
Okay, the
yeah,
right to bear arms shall not be infringed. That is a sentence by itself. It's
and
a
that's
whole sentence.
even the fact that anyone has to have a license or anything to even own a gun is infringing that right. Especially here in Hawaii, it sucks because I don't have any guns out here because it's so impossible out here.
Really?
All my shit's in Detroit still. Oops, sorry. Hey, Independent,
Okay,
Indy,
this is
what's up? Aloha, Indy.
they
Yeah, kind
passed
of.
a gun reform bill and they sent it to Biden. It's a bipartisanship. So we got some rhinos on deck. And you know they're exposing the rhinos. Because how are you going to say that you're America first, you're about the Constitution, and then you sign something or vote on something that goes against our Constitution? It's
Latina City.
looking like the only people we got is Clarence Thomas and the ones that are in the Supreme Court. They're the only ones with sense that seems like these days.
What's a hand spinner machine gun? You talking about the
I don't know, but I want one of them.
you talking about the crank that you can put on a semi-automatic? they have that little crank stock. It's like a little Gatling crank. You just hook onto your. You can
Oh
put on
yeah,
like
the
a top.
Gatling gun. That's the
Yeah,
Gatling gun.
that what you're talking about. I love the movie Tremors guy with all the weapons. Oh, gee,
Okay,
elephant
let
guy.
me see.
Yeah, there's
It
some
says
people that.
Supreme Court expands the gun rights with a nation divided. Um, as far as that abortion thing, it don't just affect the abortion. He also shut down the Planned Parenthood people. Like it's a
Oh, do
double
that.
whammy.
One sec. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry. Oh,
Right. But I know that somebody was asking about that. If that means that they are officially um, not what do you call it? Funded, defunded.
Yeah, because the way they implemented Roe, right? Planned Parenthood was included, so they could get federal funding, right? So that means that they could take our tax money and pay for it through Medicaid or by, um, you know, there was state funds that were collected from our taxes to pay for abortion, right? So that's what the big thing has been for the last 10 years. These these pro-life groups didn't want to have to they didn't want to have to pay for any of it, but they were forcing the federal government was forcing it through Planned Parenthood. And Planned Parenthood, each one was their whole revenue was based in abortion. That's where they were making all their money.
So we'll see if what the state's gonna do now. If they're probably gonna
Well,
sell us bullshit.
that's what I was going over tonight. Was there's 22 states that have, like they was talking about, there's going to be 22 states ban
Uh-huh.
abortion. Like California is a sanctuary state, and New
Mm.
York's going to be a sanctuary state. Like it shows the map because there was laws put in place before Roe versus Wade, and that's another reason I was going through the old books to see what the laws were. Okay,
Oh,
because for you to understand what it was like, you have to look back. And the more books they get rid of, and the harder it is to find, it makes me question why don't they want us to be able to get these books? What are they hiding?
Independent Mini
Right?
says that Washington, Oregon, and California have formed an alliance. Saying that we're going to be expanding services to support people coming for abortions from other states. That's crazy. Um, uh, Global Watchman was on earlier, and she was talking about that. She remembers back in the day, there were some states where they would put it out there and say, "Oh, we have a camp. If you want to come to the camp, we'll take care of you, pay for your camp." Pushing it as like some outdoors kind of camp, but really it was just an unofficial clinic. That's pretty crazy. Anything
Well,
to get there.
what I was reading in California, they're going to let the nurse practitioners, without being observed by a doctor, to do abortions now in California.
Hmm.
Nurse practitioners. Not a nurse, not a doctor, but they're going to let the nurse practitioner. That's the person you go into the doctor's office and she takes your blood pressure and then writes down your stuff and then she takes you into the room to the doctor. Never prescribes you medicine. That's who they're going to get to do the abortions because, like, they're going to be short staffed. They said that there's going to be so many people that's going to come to these sanctuary states to have abortions. They even got companies on board that's going to pay for these flights. These multi-million-dollar businesses,
That's what I'm
just so
saying.
they can do abortion.
They got to sell those organs. They got to get that harvest. These people are crazy. They're sick.
Mm,
But yeah, he's
yep.
Scott's 100%. It's another psyop, man. They're just trying to. They're doing it on purpose and trying to get everybody all riled up, man. It's just sucks that the people who have to really got to pay is the little ones, man. I've gotten in plenty of fights about that on Facebook. It just it is
Oh
already
yeah, they
starting.
get crazy. Do they block you?
Not yet, but just people just I don't know, trying to tell me that God gave us abortion. He taught us how to do it. I was like, you guys are stupid.
What?
Do
Really?
what?
People say that? Oh
Yeah,
man.
it was saying it was in the Bible that God instructed the women how to do it, and I was like, okay, well, you take it out of context. That was from a story where it was somebody violated their marriage and she got pregnant outside of her marriage, and so she was told to do that, but they took it like, yeah, God gave us the instructions on how to do it. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like the devil does, man. You're just being lied to, you know.
And that's just people justifying what they want to believe.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
twisting.
that's not what the Bible does not tell you that. Yeah, just go ahead.
Here's how you
All
do it.
them babies. You know, right? Like,
Well, it's just like when people say, this is my truth, or her truth, or his truth. No, what is the truth? Okay, if we put something before the word truth instead of the truth, we put he or she or my or them or whatever, right? Then
Yeah,
we're personalizing the truth, then it can be emotionally based, right? So when we bring emotion into truth, we can mislead people. That's why truth hurts. And the reason it
right.
hurts is because there's no feeling in it. It's meant to hurt. Like, not in a bad, it can hurt in a bad way, but it can hurt in a good way.
you're
Because like
right.
growth,
Right.
growth is painful, but it's a good pain because you're growing.
This culture that we have, like if you connect the dots backwards, I mean, this is the way I think about it. And we got abortion clinics because there's people out there having sex before marriage, and it's a normal thing today. That's our culture today, and that's what they cultivated. That's the environment they built around us, and so people are just. It's not before none of this would happen because you got married to the person you're about to have sex with. That was just it. Saying you get married, and then you have sex. But because the culture there's today, now we have all these babies. Then people don't know what to do. They don't want them, and they have this choice now. So there's people that are already upset about it today, right? And I already caught wind of it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not even gonna react right now. I'm gonna step away. But they're just so concerned. Like, well, what are these people supposed to do? And the women's rights. And I'm like, they shouldn't have had a baby in the first place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we're back to God's law and back to doing things the way we were supposed to do it before this whole new culture developed today, which we're just in this lost world today.
I mean,
We wouldn't have an issue.
it's just like I was saying how they're trying to justify it. It's the same thing as they're just irresponsible. Like if
Exactly.
you can be responsible for yourself or take responsibility for yourself, then
Yeah.
you're doing it wrong. Like stop
Well,
putting it on everybody else. And
well, if they come to you as a woman, I will give you the perspective that needs to be put in place because these people don't understand it. What do you mean what they're going to do? They're going to have to be accountable. If you laid in the bed, now it's time for you to make the bed. Okay?
Mhm.
I'm a single mom. I have 2 kids. My dad wasn't going to let me just, okay, I understand you done messed up, but it's time to own up, Alice. You know? And I think that because of abortion, people haven't been held accountable for their own actions. They've been able to escape, use abortion as birth control, basically, a way to get out of being responsible for your own actions. There's a
Mhm.
simple solution to not having kids, and that is abstinence.
Absolutely.
Because that there's these those crazy liberals that be on TikTok, right? They went
Yeah.
on strike. They was
Oh,
like,
did they?
oh, let me tell you what they said. Oh, if I can't have an abortion, then I'm going on a sex strike. I commented on this one chick's video and I said, "Well, you finally got it, didn't you, honey? You learned how to prevent pregnancy. Bravo. We're making progress here. This is real progress. You get it." And she got so pissed she blocked me. Like she got really mad. So I can't stand people like you. I was like, oh, this is I'm blocking you. Like she had to tell me she was blocking me.
Oh gosh.
You know those people that have to tell you I'm blocking you now. Okay.
Yeah. Triggered from the truth.
Hey, that's
But
to me.
I
That's
think
the best
that's what's
compliment you can
happening.
get.
Yeah.
Huh?
You know.
But I think people are so worried about other people, they're not telling them it's time for us to learn to be self-efficient and be off the government. And the government has a place, but it's not to take care of us. Okay? They're supposed to
Absolutely.
like keep our country safe, our borders safe. There's certain things that they're meant to do. And the more we let them in our house, the less freedom we have.
Mhm. That's why I always say less government, more freedom. I think I
Yo,
say that like 2 dozen times a day, literally. I'm always saying less government, more freedom.
they're always getting themselves involved in the wrong stuff that don't even matter. Like, instead of focusing on something really important. Did you see the story in Hawaii with the Samoan guy that built it was like a hale, right? Like a Samoan house on the beach, and he was doing it to show people what our culture looks like because he made it all by himself. And they came after him, man. They were like, "Oh, we can't have this on the beach." And there's nobody there, and
No,
everybody they take pictures with him. They sit in this little house and they listen to his stories. And I was like, they sent like a gang of officers after this one someone to, and he was like, "Pissed. What
I
is
didn't hear about that. I'm gonna have to look
Well,
into that.
the government stole all of their land, didn't they?
Yep.
it?" And that's what he was saying. Like, this is our land. I could build a house here if I wanted to. And it wasn't even like trash or nothing. It was like leaves and sticks and wood. Like he built mats and made the walls. He did the old school way. And everybody was coming by and I was like, "Oh, this is nice," just learning about the culture. And they came to shut him down, man. I was like, this
Yeah.
government just
Yeah,
moving,
'cause
don't even matter.
how much is it to like get? It's like $1 million a house down there, isn't it? And how
I mean,
in
yeah,
Hawaii?
close. I mean, it's close to a
Jesus.
million, and then it's yes. But that's the thing, though, too, because I mean, there's a lot of homeless out here too, and like even on weekends when we do our lives, we're on the beach, and there's homeless all around us. But even their tents and everything, it's like a well kept, neat tent, and it's like, but why the government does that? Because they're not getting no money off them. Because they're like, wait, you're not paying taxes. Where's our? It's like you're already stealing everyone's money. Like, what? Now you're worried about the people that are off the grid, basically. You know,
Damn, that's
Yeah, and they
but
don't want us off the grid.
no.
nope. But could you imagine though if everyone just said,
what is it? Huh?
if everyone just said screw it and stop paying taxes, and like if there's nothing to take away anymore, they can't take it, right? So could you just? I mean, it would never happen because you already see
Well,
how many sheep
I
are
think
there.
they want us. Now I got kicked off TikTok for a whole week because I had a sales pitch and that them people on the app didn't like it. I was selling the idea that all the politicians get minimum wage and we take all their houses and their cars away and we make them pay for gas like we're paying for gas. And then guess what will happen? Gas will miraculously go back down.
But
I know.
Who creates inflation? We don't. The government does. They are in complete control of inflation. They just make it think it's us. And
Oh,
I think that we need, if they're going to send money overseas, it needs to come out of their pay.
no, my business is a financial service business, and it's mainly life insurance and investments. But 90 95% of the people that are in that business only do life insurance because that test is easy. But the investment side, that's the part you really got to work on. Now, I've been studying on that for a while. I didn't pass yet, but I've been studying on that, and they straight up tell you in the textbook how everything is created. It's all artificial. But the Federal Reserve Bureau, they control it all, and it's up to them. They want the economy up, boom, just like that, it's going to be up.
Mhm.
There's no
Yep.
depending on wars, no depending on any foreign currency, nothing. If they want us to live, with in a good economy, it's up to them. They could just make it happen. I don't know if they're going to
Well,
attack.
another thing, that's why Bill Gates stopped, like he's got all that money, but he's been buying a whole bunch of land because even those billionaires know one thing: the money is just numbers once it goes in the machine, okay? But land is physical,
Mm.
okay? And land is an asset. Land has value. That's why they want everybody to get into renting a home instead of buying a home. And that's why they're trying to make it so expensive so certain people can't own a home because they want to be greedy and make everybody else rent. That way they have control to kick you out whenever.
But
Yeah,
what I don't get with all that, like Bill Gates, and he buys all that, he owns like what, 70% of like farmland of all of America, or like
No, he
some
has
crazy
like, I
number.
think like 200 and like he owns a lot in different
Right.
states.
But still, like, what I don't get, I mean, this is just me personally. Like, when I put myself in other people's shoes, like, you're only going to live so long and you
no,
already got billions of dollars. Like, what more do you need? Like, why? Why? What's the point? Like, you know? I mean, unless they know something we
Control,
don't. Right. But I mean,
control.
if I'm like, let's say I'm like in my late 60s, why would I still be going after more?
they don't
Well,
want
Bill
Okay.
real.
Gates does have children. He
Yeah,
does have
Well, yeah, I
children.
mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, you want your kids and your grandkids to, that is true. That's true.
no, they
But
don't. They don't
Bill
want
Gates
real
is
people.
also a control freak because
Yeah.
you see what they did. Like, he knew exactly what was going to happen and he had wrote books about it and everything. Okay, if you look back, he would go to the TED TV. What I don't understand is we had Dr. Fraud, Dr. Fauci, and then we had him, and these people are not actual doctors. Yeah, they got doctorates while they were at like Dr. Fauci after what happened with the AIDS epidemic. They should have
Yeah.
never put him in control of anything after that.
He hasn't had an actual patient in over 40 years. I
Yeah,
put,
he
I
is
put quite a
he's
few videos.
political science.
Yep.
He uses political science.
Yep.
Yeah.
I found that there's two types of science. It's political science. It's forever changing. No, like chemistry will always be chemistry. You mix baking soda with vinegar, it's gonna foam every
Mhm.
time. It never changes. A woman's body is a woman's body. It only changes during puberty. Then it breaks down. We get old.
And men
The
cannot
same with a
get
man's
pregnant.
body.
Yeah,
Oh,
They
they're
still.
using pregnant people now. I've been hearing it in the news. You'll hear them because I'll stop and listen to what they're saying. Like, did you just hear what they said? Pregnant people. Like now, the only benefit from this abortion thing, besides all the screaming, is now they have to admit what a woman is.
yep. Yep. It's,
Amazing how that worked. Now they know what a woman is.
right, before, could you define what a woman is? No, I can't.
I'm not a biologist. That
Right? Yeah,
lady,
yeah,
I
that's what it
can't
was.
believe they put her in a power position. Jesus.
I know but
I
it's
think
all about division, though. It's all about dividing everybody, and like you were saying earlier, people seeking the truth, and people that just want to be told what to do, and like, okay, everything's good because it's fine because they said so.
Mhm.
It's like you're gonna believe what they say, or are you gonna like think for yourself?
That's why I homeschool, man. All my
Yeah,
4 kids.
that's awesome. You do that.
Yeah,
That is
yeah, I
that's
awesome.
started homeschooling. What made you mine was the mask, okay? Like I tried to send the kids with the shields and they waited until my kids got in the school and called me 3 hours later and they're like, "Oh, we put mask on your kids." I'm like,
oh
"Where did they come from?"
Kills me. That kills me.
And
That
and, and then they'll say this. This is how you know it's not a teacher, it's an activist. They'll say, "Well, we're doing what's best for our kids." Hold up. What you mean our? Those are mine. Yeah, I feel
right.
like a 2-year-old again. Those is mines. 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 You know when kids are 2, they're like, mine?
yeah.
But that's what they're doing. Like they're trying to push the parents. If you
Mhm.
notice kids at a certain age, they start to shift in their attitude and everything. And it's because the kids are with the teachers and the schools 8-hour days, 8 hour a day, okay? And then they come home, they sleep about 8 hours. They're only with us a couple, like in between, they have to eat, do
Yep.
homework,
There you
and
go.
then they're not with us till the weekend. And a lot of parents are working, so the
Yeah,
schools are raising the kids.
yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Or allowing them,
Yeah,
and just that's hours and hours and hours of a certain language that is being implemented to them. I noticed that there are some teachers that don't call they'll when they talk to the child, they don't tell them like, "Oh, you got to ask your mom and dad." They don't call mom. There are some teachers that are choosing not to use the word mom and dad, and choosing not to use parents, but they call them your adults. Like, is your grown up there? Is your
your
adult there? Because
guardian, your
so
guardian,
yeah, and I was
that,
like,
that
you
word.
know, you're just trying to, it's all brainwashed.
It
And
is.
I found one of my oldest, her teacher, uh, she's cool. I could tell she's conservative and she's got her head on right, and she was teaching propaganda. And now, out of all the lessons throughout the whole year, I started paying attention to this one. As I told my daughter, I said, "Listen, let me see what she's saying." I was like, "I want screenshots of everything she covers with you," And I'm sitting there next to her watching, and she was actually doing a job, and well, she was actually teaching propaganda and how it works. I said, "Oh, this is cool." I like this. I doubt you would get this in a regular school. Well, I remember a little bit, but she was going deep into it. Just like, she brought up even some commercials. She showed some commercials, Coca-Cola commercial that taught you how to trust the government. And I was like, dude, I should use it on my channel. It was some good stuff. Um, but yeah, there was the indoctrination actually comes into the homeschooling too. If anybody's thinking about it, it comes in through the homeschooling too. So you got to pay real close attention. Like, I don't know if you guys stand on the whole dinosaur thing, but this is one of the books that they teach to the kindergarten. Truth or Lie about dinosaurs. And it has all the bullshit stuff in here too. I was like, I should do an episode on this. It's just right in our faces, man. But yeah,
Like
they got
who are you getting the homeschool from?
it's with Kava. It's with K-12. Kava is California Virtual Academies, and so it's a good program. You could choose to opt out of certain information if you don't want your child to receive that information, or but I noticed like my son's teacher she was cool, but my youngest daughter, her teacher was like super liberal. Like, I don't know why you're wearing a mask. You're on camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, that kind of stupid. And it was like just little things that I would catch for them. That they would try to you know program into our kids.
I'm
Well,
glad
when
that
I get
I'm
in,
glad my kids are grown. That's all I know.
well,
Yeah.
What I
My son's
didn't
gonna be
get,
30 years old next year, so it's
So
what
you
I
crazy.
let
didn't get, was like in Georgia, right? Kemp
you,
said there was no mask mandate, right? So when I brought the kids back, I tried to put them back in school last year, and at the end of the year, they started in September, and they was like, "Oh, you got to wear the mask," and they said like he couldn't wear the shield because like my 7-year-old like he felt like he was suffocating, so I was like, "All right,"
Hmm.
so I got him the shield because the CDC said they could use it, right? She said, "Your kids look not like the other kids." I said, "And?"
Yeah, and
She's like, "Well, they're going to be different." I said, "Well, they are different."
yeah.
And
you know
she
what?
was like, she asked me if I was educated enough to actually homeschool my kids. And I was like, "Ma'am, I have a high school diploma. I graduated with a 3.6 GPA. I've been to medical school. What are you talking about?" I said, "You're looking at me being 4'8" and you think I'm a little kid. That's the problem. Because my kid is the same height as me. Now, he's actually taller than me now. And that just blows my mind. But it's like they try to discourage the parent from doing homeschool and belittle you
Why did they
Yeah.
just
just?
for doing it.
What gets me is that a mandate is not a law
Right.
because I'm big 1A and 2A and the Constitution. And a mandate is not a law, it's a suggestion. So even when all that was going on, and I never wore a shame, I call it a shame muzzle because I never wore a shame. One, because like you said, I couldn't breathe. I can't breathe when my face is covered. I'm suffocating, and that's
Yeah.
what it's doing. It's suffocating your body and brain from oxygen. And then, and they're like, it's a mandate. I'm like, yeah. Well, give me $5 then. Like, what do you mean? Well, I'm going to mandate that you give me $5. It's a suggestion. It's not a law. Like, I don't have to do that.
Oh
People
yeah,
don't
if you bring that
realize
up to them, they snap. Okay, I read the
I
CDC
know.
to them, and they was like, "Ree!" I was like, "Oh Jesus, here we go." And you could tell this woman
Good
like was
read.
obsessed with hand sanitizer because her hands were broke out. I
that.
mean, she had the mask tan where you could tell over the summer she had been wearing her mask outside so much. She had the tan line.
Yeah, had the line. Like if I were to shave right now, and I'd just be like,
I know y'all seen the meme with the difference between the
the
Patriots
gun.
and the,
Yeah,
the
the
yeah,
gun. Yeah, yeah.
with the gun tan line and then the mask tan line, you can tell who's who. Yeah, that's what
That's,
she was like. And it's weird because I live in a rural area, all right? So, like, seeing a liberal out here is like seeing a deer in headlights, all right?
uh, opposite
Like,
here.
when you do catch them, it's like you get stuck because you're like, where did this one come from? Like, I'm like, this is
Yeah.
this is like me watching the National Geographic channel, like, crikey. She's in the bushes. We got one in the bushes. I was talking about Fred. He's got like he lives in a liberal area, and he's like, "You just don't get it, Alice." I was like, "No, man, I don't understand this people, these types of people. Like, I don't understand y'all's language. I don't know what y'all talking about."
And my oldest daughter, she's what, 12 now. She was in school long enough before the shutdown out here in Cali to where they got to her, to where everywhere she went, when we went shopping, I wouldn't wear it, wherever I was at. But she was like that. She was so scared to like be caught by one of the employees not wearing one, and she would be scared to go in the store. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Like, I had to keep reinforcing her, but they had already implanted that into her mind, and that's how vulnerable the kids are, man. That's why we gotta do our best to protect them now. What's up,
Yeah.
Scott?
That's
What's up?
gaslighting. That's gaslighting them when they're young. What's up, brother?
What's up? What was your name's David, right?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it David? Right, yeah. I always wanted to talk to you, man. I saw you on I mean I've seen you comment and stuff like that, but I've never talked to you before. But nice to meet you.
It's
You guys are
likewise.
talking about a lot of stuff, man. Like a lot of stuff I've been through, like I've been through 2 abortions with a woman, 2 women, and then a miscarriage after I honestly, like, I'm a man, obviously, like, so I don't make the decision, you know. And I really, what I want to say about that is, like, if you've been through that as a man, um, you can reconcile with God about that, because I said no, at first. I mean, the first 2, I was like no, and the 2 girls, they said yes, and they, decided to do it,
Mhm.
and then what's crazy is, like, and shouldn't that be enough, right? And then I went to another one where I was like, well, maybe we should, and then my girlfriend was like, no, and then she had a miscarriage, which is weird if you think
Uh,
about that, right? Like, I was like, maybe we should like, dude, I mean, what was I thinking, by the way? This is like about a year and a half ago, or no, 2 years ago. And that's bad, like, I believe that's a bad thing to do. Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
and
well, I,
then,
I won't lie, man. When I was 20, 21 or 22, I had a girlfriend, and she wanted that done. And like you said, it was her choice. So I
yeah,
drove
of
to her,
course, yeah,
and afterwards, it was my fault somehow. And I'm like, I already feel horrible about this, and now
yeah,
that you decided to do it, and that still haunts me to this day.
yeah, but
I know what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, but the first 2 girls didn't blame me. They chose to do it,
Right.
And then the third, when I was like, I was kind of coming back to what I want to say, Christ, whatever you guys want to say. I call him Yahusha, and but I still was like, it's one of those, like, things, like, where obviously you're not controlling it, she controls it,
Mhm.
but I still believe it's murder,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's obviously a bad leg to start on. But I just wanted to talk to,
That's
I
real.
think you're a cool dude, man. David, Samoan Watchman.
Appreciate that, man.
I was
Like
watching.
I see you all the time with Mud. What's his name? Mud Flood Adventures.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what you probably see me on and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, with Ray and stuff,
Yeah.
But
Well,
and you guys,
We all connect with each
what's your
other every
name?
now.
my name is Scott, and
Yeah.
my last name is I mean, I can tell you, it's Brazil
Look.
with 2. My name is Scott Brazil with 2 L's.
Well, I'll just call you Scott.
Level Realm.
like Scotch tape.
Oh, so
I'm Alice.
you're level dome for.
Yeah, I know all about the Level Realm, man. I've been doing. I've been knowing and talking about it for a lot of
What is the
years.
level realm?
That's
Scotch
what you
tape.
live on.
Scotch tape would be a great channel name.
What's that?
That'd be a great YouTube channel name, Scotch
What's that?
Tape. Because
Scotch
Alice
tape?
said Scotch Tape. Yeah, that just
A
sorry.
Scotch tape?
Didn't mean
What?
to throw the subject off, but it just clicked, and I was like, that'd be a
So
No,
good
my
name.
name is
I
Scott. My name is Scott Level Realm because I've known the world is not round and a ball for like a long time. So, like, that's
Yep.
why I named it that a couple of years ago.
I like it.
Which I don't.
did
Yeah,
y'all
and I know
see,
you know.
did y'all
You know.
see the
Yeah.
1958 what is it, the encyclopedias from 1958, like the second book? It tells you about Alaska, not
What's
Alaska, it tells you about Antarctica, the
Oh,
Antarctica
Antarctica. Yeah.
agreement. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
yeah. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I just found out about that the other day. I was like, wow, they really just put it there, like right there in front of
Well, yeah.
everybody.
It's weird how they you can't go there, but yeah, you're talking about dinosaurs too, by the way. Like that was your main thing, right, bro?
Oh, earlier, yeah, I was just mentioning one of my kids' books.
No, yeah, right. And it's funny because like you know how every kid has like a dinosaur book, like a dinosaur cart, and like for the past like 10 years, I'm like those aren't real, but they're kind of fantasy. And then have you noticed how they came out with the new movie again now? So like now that gas is like
Never gonna
gas
stop, man. It's
gas is
never.
so expensive, and then now they have a new Jurassic Park movie, and so my girlfriend and my kid's 16, and it's her kid, and they went to the Jurassic Park movie. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm like, no, I don't want to know more about nonsense, lies. It's
Yeah,
lies, bro. You
I
know?
was supposed to go on Father's Day for that with my wife's grandkids, and nah,
Yeah,
I did
that
a
was
live
like
instead.
actually, I think it might have been Father's. No, yeah, I think it might have been Father's Day that it was that they went and saw it. But see, I'm the unbiological father of this
Well,
kid.
for the grandkids, I'm biological too, so yeah. But yeah, I was like, nah, we'll do a live, and then we both ended up going to the beach anyway and did a live, so it worked out good. But
That's
I feel I'm the same way as you, man.
the
Yeah, I
dinosaur
mean,
industry is huge, man. Like I tell people all the
it's
time, like if you walk down the toy section at Walmart, you see all the
Oh,
deceptions and lies, right? You see the magic and space and dinosaurs, and
yep.
they're just pushing it on the man. Tough, man, real tough.
Oh,
last
they
2 weekends ago, it was the grandson's birthday, and I went to look in the toy section to get, and it was just guns. It was like Nerf guns and all that, and
Uh,
dinosaurs. It was like dinosaurs and guns. That was
yep.
it. And I'm like, I don't know what to get. I didn't get nothing because I'm like, I don't even want. Like,
Well,
I'm
that's
just glad
part.
my kids are grown, man. That's all I
That's
know.
part of the psyop, though. It's part of the psyop where they're
Yep.
like guns are bad and dinosaurs are good, but we'll give
mm,
you both. And then you're like,
Right.
and the kids are like, what?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how the psyop works, dude. It's a spell. Like somebody said it earlier in the chat. Like it's a. I've been
because the
I've been
kids aren't,
calling this a spell. Sorry, go ahead.
no, so the kids aren't going to question it.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but like
This is programming.
what is but what a spell is though? It's really a spell, dude. I mean, if you really know, like I said, who Hasatan, it's not just who. I call it it. I call it it.
Mm,
To me, Hasatan is it because you know Hasatan just means the the enemy, but it's it. It's a entity, whatever you want to call it. You know,
see,
and it's always around. It's always around, whispering or deceiving everyone. And
mm,
people are like, well, but it's just a red guy with horns. Like, no, that's a character.
yeah.
It's more of an energy. Like, I don't know. That's
No,
that's how I see it.
it's even in the
It's like a
technology.
entity. What is it, like entity?
Entity, yeah, entity, yeah,
Yeah, when they made him a red guy, they made him into an idol. Basically, they're
yeah,
idolizing him.
exactly. Yep. And yeah, false idols, exactly.
Yeah,
Wait, so are we all on the same page that we follow the Most High? Everyone here?
yeah,
I'm sorry, but
Mhm.
I mean I have to say this sometimes because I follow the Most High, the
Yeah.
Creator of this world, right?
Yes, sir.
I call him Yahweh. It's actually YHWH, and I mean if you want to say it like that, right?
Yeah, I don't always say it the right way. It's Yahuwah,
Y-
Yahweh.
yeah, Yahweh, well, Yahuwah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh. You can say Yahweh,
Yahweh.
but
Mm,
Yeah,
it's fine as long as we know it's the one. It's the
yeah.
one who created
there's
all of
only
this.
one. There's only
Exactly.
one. There
Yeah,
can
there's no
only
false
be
idols.
one.
Well, yeah, of course. I'm
That,
just saying though,
that's, you know how they had that thing. There can only be one.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure that David definitely. I'm pretty sure, but you also that his son is I call him Yahusha, whatever you want to say. Jesus, right?
Yeah. Shua
Yeah,
or
Yeshua, yeah, that means
right
that
along with
yeah, but that's like to me that's the most important thing. It's like
you.
everything
Name.
else, like knowing the narrow path, I've been on. I mean, I've been talking to a lot of people about this. I've been on a lot of shows talking about the reality of how we've been lied to. About the how like the regular church. I'm pretty sure you know about this. How the regular church, like I was Baptist. I don't want to go through a whole whole thing about it, but I think you understand how we've been lied to.
The
We've
regular
been
church.
We've been lied to. I went to Baptist. I was a Baptist kid.
Indy's got a good question. Which version of the Bible do you all read?
I read the scripture. It's if you look up the 1998 ISR, it's International Scriptures Research. The scripture is you can look it up on Bible Hub. That's what I read because it has all the original names, and it actually isn't grabbled as much as I call it grabbled, whatever you want to call it. Mess with because they've taken a lot of scriptures out, like Baruch. Second Baruch, Jubilees.
Yeah.
I think you know about this stuff, right, David?
List of Abraham and a few others.
Yeah, there's a lot of good scriptures they took out a long time ago to mess with us because you know why, right? Because they don't want us to know about a lot of honesty, a lot of the truths.
And it was that part, like when it comes to like quantum changes or Mandela changes, that's my bottom line answer is that it is the enemy, because people are like, oh, it's God talking to us and he's changing the word. I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that. But everybody,
they took it out. The men took it out.
You know the enemy,
in my opinion.
If you know the enemy who works through men, he's a true deceiver. His main thing is to become like God and mock everything God does, copy everything he does, and twist it. And so the Bible says that no one should take away or add to the word of God. And now we have something that's taking away and adding to the word of God. To me, that's the enemy right there, flat out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when it comes to a different version, I read King James. I've always read King James. And I know that's the one that's mostly changed. And to me, that's like a sign. It's like, well, maybe there's something to that. Maybe that was what we were supposed to know. It's not the best version. I think the oldest is the Ethiopian or something like that. But either way, whichever version, I know. I think I kind of stand with Silly Fan Man on that one's word.
Yes, the Ethiopian is the oldest Bible. You're correct.
Yeah.
The Ethiopian, yeah.
As long as you got the relationship with God and you're seeking Him and seeking His Word, I think He'll work it out. I know stuff is being changed and muffed up right now, but it's a crazy time.
I think it says that He will put His commandments on your heart. Once you seek Him, He will lead you, but you have to let Him lead you. We can't lean on our own understanding. That's what the main thing is, getting out ourselves and asking Him for direction is what I've found. Because I found the more you read, the more you learn. And He's not going to show you till you're ready, mentally ready. He knows when we're ready to see what we need to see. And the reason we'll see it is because He knows it's time.
Exactly.
Well,
yes,
it's
you're right.
Like you were saying earlier about praying for money, and when I stopped praying for money, I got off drugs. My life turned around. I live in Hawaii now, and because I stopped praying for money. I don't know if you remember we were talking about that earlier, but yes.
I didn't hear you say you prayed for money. I've never
praying for I wasn't really praying for money. I was just praying if I only had money, things would be better. And God was like, no, it's not the money that's going to make things better. It's you that's going to make things better. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
really quick,
that was
crazy.
15 years ago, but
You know what's crazy? You're reminding me of what you guys are talking about, the housing market. I'm pretty much probably going to be moving out, or I'm dealing with the housing market because I've been renting. I've been renting. God, like seriously, God gave me the ability to live in this amazing place for $600 a month. I live in
Nice.
it's if you go to my channel, you can see it, but it's like it was like a miracle for the past year and a half, and so now they want to sell the house, right? And the housing market is like crazy now. It's like they want $300,000 for this place, and it's like it's not really worth it, right? But I believe, and I know for a fact that I will be fine, like I've always been when I trust in Yah, and I'm
That's
not
right.
freaking out about it, but it's really is true how like everybody wants to get rich quick,
Right.
The-
Right.
they want to get like they want I want to pay so much more money or get more money for what I just did, and it's like you know what I'm gonna wait for it, and we've found a few places, but I don't know, we'll see what happens, but that's what's happening right now in my life.
Hey,
It's
we'll keep that
crazy.
in front for you, brother. Yeah.
Well, the reason it's so high right now is because of inflation.
Oh yeah,
The people
it's a
that I know that are in real estate, they said that the reason it's selling high is because the market's going to drop. So if you can
exactly, it
wait,
is going. That's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Yeah, but they're kicking us out because that's what I'm saying. The owners of the house want to sell now, and you're right. You're totally right because they know it's going to drop. They know it's going to drop. That's what I'm trying to say. So I want to wait it out, but it's like I can't wait it out because I got nowhere to go. You know what I mean? So
No.
it's like one of those things, like I'm not worried about it
Yeah.
because y'all always has a plan
He's
for us.
got you.
You never know. You might be walking to the store or be at the store one day and the right person might cross your path.
Yeah.
Exactly. It happens. It's already happened. So I ain't worried about it. I'm just explaining how you guys are talking about the market. That's all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
exactly how we need to be with everything, though. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trusting God in the unknown.
Yes. And his
Uh,
path.
so
Yeah. Yeah. We
people
don't
that,
know exactly, brother. Yes. Thank you. I'm
like I
sorry.
was talking earlier about how like there's people in church who are like looking at us sharing truth and like, oh, you guys are wasting your time, and why are you guys even going there? You should be focusing on Jesus. But and a lot of people say that they're getting scared by everything I'm talking about, or bringing it up to them. I'm like, this is not to get you scared, bro. This is like every opportunity is for you to trust in God. You
Yeah.
know,
That's
every
why they don't want to hear it too. That's why
yeah, it's like
they're afraid.
Yeah. The
just,
fear does.
just live in
Yeah.
fear. Like I don't
Yep.
want to hear that part. I'm just going to ignore that and just continue living my life. Like, how do you
Right.
do that? Like, this is real stuff happening.
Right.
You
Like
know?
out of sight, out of mind. If I don't think about it, it's not happening.
Yeah, it's not to scare anybody, and it's not to make put you in fear at all. This is to if I don't know. I think if you have a relationship with God, the Bible will make sense no matter what you're reading. If you have a relationship with God, whatever situation you're in, you're like, gonna be like Brother Scott right here. Like I already know Yah's got me. You're gonna have that. And you're like I know you guys brought up some of your past, and you guys were being transparent with that, and I
Yeah.
appreciate.
And
You know,
I'm not saying it like it's not I'm being for real, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
as far as I know that when I believe, and that's not believe, it's when I follow the narrow path of Yah's narrow path, I know for a fact that's the reason why I talk about it. Like the reason why I'm for real about it is because I've seen it work the way it works, you know what I mean?
that's
I'm
right.
pretty sure you do too. Like it's you know, it's
Faith,
hard to
faith
explain.
over fear. Faith over fear.
There you go.
Well, well, let me
It's not
ask
even
you a
faith. It's
question.
it's knowing.
Let me
Yeah,
ask you
yeah,
a
you're right,
question.
Scott.
Have
You're
you
right.
have you ever asked for something like I prayed for patience, right? And you know what happens when you ask for patience? He gives you the opportunity to be
Yeah,
patient. So things are about to happen because he's going to teach
Yep.
me patience. I
Yeah, and
started to
No, you're
realize
right.
this.
no matter what
It's
I
not
pray
what you
for,
ask, it's how you ask.
no matter what I
So
pray for, I get lessons. And if I don't learn from the
Yeah.
lesson, I
yes.
didn't get anything. So I have to learn from everything.
So I love this. So you guys all believe in Yah, obviously, God. The first thing to do is give him thanks, and that's what
Oh,
I've learned. I've learned in the past couple of years. I've literally learned that is the first. And if you really read all the scriptures, giving him thanks first, and then asking him for what he wants for you is the most important thing. It's the thanks part, like giving them thanks for every, like even I used to tell my friends this. I'm like, even if the bad stuff, like even the bad stuff, thank you for the bad, like like we're still alive, right? You put me through a lot of hardships, right? I'm still
Yeah.
alive. Therefore, thank you for that. I'm still alive.
that's weird you
You know,
say that because every morning and every night when I go to bed and every morning when I wake up,
yes,
I think for my life. And
for
then
everything.
even
Yes,
when bad things happen, and I'm like, thank you for the opportunity to let me grow
to
and
learn
learn
from it.
from it.
Yes.
That is
Oh,
literally
brother, I love
past
that.
for the
Uh,
past 10 years. That's what I've been doing. And my life's been getting,
yes,
and I'm not just doing it because my life's getting better. I'm doing it because I know
because you.
I'm
Yes,
It
loved.
yes,
worked.
You know
You
what I
know it
mean?
worked.
yes.
That's right.
Right.
It
Oh
worked.
man, I'm so glad I called in, but it's getting late here because it's 5:30 here. I work nights, so I'm Samoan Watchman, David.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Night on.
I work nights, but it's like now it's like getting late. But I love it though. I love this is actually the best call-in stream because I'm pretty sure that you all appreciate and love y'all and give thanks and praises always and forever. I always say this, always and forever, always and then forever. When the eternal paradise kingdom comes, then we're going to be praising him forever.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
read
sir.
That's the goal,
second
man.
Baruch.
We're
Second Baruch
passing
says it
through. That's what we're
yeah,
doing. We're just passing through.
exactly,
Okay? Our
Mhm.
gifts aren't here. They await us.
exactly. Yes, truth.
Awesome.
All right, love y'all.
Love you too,
I
brother.
love you, brother.
Thank you for stopping by.
You have a
Peace.
great day.
That's awesome.
He was a
You
happy
know
person.
what?
Like you can see the joy on his face when he's talking about it. That's amazing.
No, he's a
That's amazing.
great guy. Great guy. I love that guy. I
He
just
just
met him.
lights up, man. He's like a lightning bug. He's
But
the
you know what
Scotch
though?
tape that's shiny. He's the
I
shiny
gotta get
Scotch
going
tape.
too though,
What's that?
because I came home. I gotta get going too, because I came home from work and then Nina told me you're on. I jumped on, but I still gotta
Hey,
put my work. I still gotta go park my work van and put out the stuff. And
appreciate you
but,
coming in, man. We're gonna
but
close it up soon. Thank you,
I
man. God
appreciate you having me
Yeah,
up.
because I gotta. The sun's about to come up over here, so I'm gonna have to work in my garden. I've been having these like tomato horn worms. I'm at war right now with these worms.
bless.
They're trying to take out my tomatoes, and like I've been putting my camo and going out there with my magnifying glass.
Oh,
Look, man,
you need to
last
man.
year it was squirrels. This year it's these ugly looking alien worms with the little sticker on its butt. Jesus.
Worms was
It
what?
ain't one
What,
thing,
what,
it's
worms?
another. They're
What kind of
called
worms?
tomato horn worms.
I don't think I've seen those. What?
They're green. They're green and they look like they got an
Oh,
eyeball on the side of their head.
oh, I know what you're. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yep,
They're
they do look
invaders,
like them.
man.
Yep.
Man, I
But
don't got
you know what else I wanted to say real quick though? Independent Men United. I love you. She is the best.
yeah, she's cool. I run into her a few times in the chat.
So, yeah, Indy is awesome. But all right, I'm gonna head out, guys. God bless, and I
Yep.
love you guys, and thank you for having me up, man.
So we'll get
Uh,
together again.
yeah, absolutely, man, definitely. You know what? Shoot, I was gonna say send me an email so we can get a hold of each other, but
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
just throw
answer.
it in chat. I'll just throw it in chat afterwards.
I put mine.
And then we'll be on live tomorrow too. So
Okay. Right on. We'll check you out, man.
so
Thanks for stopping by and get to meet you, man. I know we talked a little bit in the chat.
Yeah, this
yeah,
is pretty
brother.
cool, man. Yeah, I've been checking you out for a while. I was at Autumn's. Was it Black Spring for Autumn's?
Oh yeah,
You,
yeah. Oh, that's right.
yeah,
I haven't seen her
man,
on for.
she, she's got a beautiful brain, man. Like,
Yeah.
I've been trying to get her to get a fishing pole ever since I met her. I was like, girl, you gotta go fishing. She's like, you so country. I said, I know, girl. It's like people don't realize how like just being outside is like
Yeah.
in the quietness. Oh man, it's like it feeds your soul, man. Just being like realizing how small you really are. Like, cause I'm short, so I think in my head I am normal size, okay? But like when I went to the ocean and I seen how big them sharks were, I realized I'm not that big, and I'm a snack for that shark. But like just being able to just sit outside and look at the stars, man.
There's something
Like,
about gardening and being out there in nature and being grounded. I mean, the Bible talks about it all the time. It's always using it in its parables. It's a big part of our makeup. I believe that we're supposed to be out there tilling the land and getting our hands dirty. Man, it's a part of who we are. We kind of
and
got
I
away from.
think this world, the way they have made everything so instant,
Hmm.
like the way you were talking about TikTok, everything's instant. Everything's just fast, 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 fast. And you think about the driving, fast, 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 fast. The rat race, fast, fast, fast. People aren't stopping to actually enjoy being alive.
Yeah,
Because you know how you talk to the elders, and they
yeah,
always say, well, they think about all the things they've done, and then they always have that talk with you. Well, if I could go back and well, you don't have to
like
go
that
back.
too.
Why don't you do it now?
I'm in my mid-30s. I wish I can go back.
Well, I look at it like this: we get where we're supposed to be, and we're supposed to look back to reflect, not to dwell.
Yeah,
And I found that if we remember things and we have them same emotions, it's because we're supposed to learn something from them.
yeah, that's true.
Like there's a lesson to learn, especially like with my PTSD. The way I learned to deal with it was I had to realize that there was a lesson to learn in everything that I had gone through, and the reason I kept having the flashbacks and everything is because I had to learn what God was trying to show me. Because we'll go through the same things every so often. We will, in some way or form, because nothing's new under the sun. Okay, so like what you will run into when you're in your 20s, you might run into the same situation in your 30s or maybe your 40s. But because we have made it through that time, we have the
Mm,
wisdom, but we just have to grasp it.
very
So
true.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
pretty amazing. But I appreciate you letting me come up here, man. It's been an interesting, enlightening stream, man. You had a lightning bug come up here. You're a lightning bug. You light up your face lights up the screen, man. I'm glad I'm glad we crossed paths, man. This is
absolutely.
cool, man.
You guys are my first guests. You guys know that? You guys, you came on.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you're
Y'all,
doing good. I think you should do this more often.
I'm over here acting
It
like
does
I'm
get hectic. It gets hectic once you get past so many people. So, like, my suggestion, because I've been on panels, is if you're gonna have a big panel, you have to like do the pass the mic kind of thing, or
uh,
the conversation will get crazy. I think that's what, like, you know how you go and you're scrolling and you see these channels that have 5, 6, 7 people on there, and it's just
Yeah.
like rah 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 rah. It's because they don't know how to pass the mic. They don't know how to conversate anymore. I think that we have a broken communication. That's
Mm,
what's going on.
true. True.
So
And see,
yeah,
well,
if you have a
yeah,
whole bunch of people on the panel, that's a suggestion I can give you. But
I
yeah,
appreciate.
man, if this is your first one, that's great.
Yeah,
That was
well, I
amazing.
used to have people in the chat, but you guys are the first ones to hop on, so it's been a very interesting, exciting day for me. You know, so very cool. I'm glad you guys brought everything you guys, all the information you guys brought and your input. So appreciative of it all, and you know, looking forward to some more connections just like this. But you guys are awesome people. I'm glad you guys are all, we're all like minded here, and little small variances, but ain't nothing wrong with that. We're trying to figure it out. But we
Well,
gotta
I
get
think in the difference we can find common. I think
absolutely,
the difference is what makes all of us come together. Like we're not supposed to be the same.
yeah.
But if we have a common mindset of we know who's in lead, that's what matters.
And
Yeah.
I think that was one of the biggest things that turned me off from even talking about a lot of stuff because I used to get in a lot of trouble just speaking my mind on politics, and a lot of people got took it to offense and said I just running my mouth and I shouldn't be talking about this stuff. And I find that there's a lot of people that can't have a conversation. If it's like if they don't agree with you 100%, they don't want to talk to you. And I'm like over here like, okay, we don't have to be in agreement, but we can have a conversation. I mean, we should have that decency. It shouldn't be an issue. I want to have conversations with people I don't agree with. I think it'd be interesting. I'm not going to hold anybody against, you know, hold anybody, be mad at someone or hold a grudge because they don't agree on with what I agree on 100%. That's no one's going to get anywhere like that. You know what I'm saying? But
Well,
conversations.
I think what we need in our society is more men talking,
Yeah,
and not being afraid to speak the truth. I think that
yeah,
that's what we're missing, and don't feel discouraged in speaking the truth, regardless of what you're gonna get criticism. Okay,
yeah,
there's critics everywhere, but like you have to siphon through, is it constructive criticism or destructive? And that's up for you to decide as a man.
yeah.
Um and just go with it. Like I tell people, take what you need and leave the rest. Like if you can't use anything I showed you, fine. Maybe next time.
Mm.
Right? But that's
You're
all
right.
we can do.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep doing you, man, and before you know it, like you'll have people come. If you speak the truth, they will come because people are seeking the truth. It just doesn't seem like it right now, but they're out there, man. People that are seeking the truth are out there. We're scattered. And I think that's what this time that we're going through, I think that this is the time for us to find one another.
Yeah,
And we
absolutely.
are when we need to. But
Well,
you have a good day, and thank you for letting me come up. I'll keep eye on your channel, man.
yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
the same. Yeah, Alice. Appreciate you.
Okay. You have a good night or a good day. It's a good day, right?
I'm about to go to bed. It's night for me.
Well, you get you some rest.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good day. All right. So yeah, it's been a great show tonight. Appreciate you guys stopping by. All you guys in the chat, Independent Manny. I keep saying to say Independent Mary, Latina Patriot. Scott and Steve and Alice. Appreciate you guys. So, first panel for the Samoan Watchman Channel. Very exciting, and I'm grateful. Grateful to the Lord for His wisdom and for bringing people my way, to sharing this conversation and to grow this channel so that people can help start to wake up. That is the main goal, for people to wake up, and of course for people to come to know Christ, Yeshua, Jesus, whoever you call him, the Son of God and the Almighty Himself. So very grateful tonight. That'll be it for us today, and see if we can do this in another couple of days, or maybe tomorrow we'll stop by and check out Steve's channel. But sub to one another. I think most of you guys are friends already with each other, and you guys will visit each other on other people's channels, and it's good to see. So thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna go ahead and get some rest and tidy up around here. Y'all have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon. Continue to stay blessed. Continue to ask God whatever you need. You know what I'm saying? You need wisdom. You need direction. He's a simple conversation away. Question everything. Love y'all. Peace.